Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience here on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Earl Cole.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite last night took place in Indianapolis, Indiana. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be live as live can be here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports One. Follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Maddy Anderson was supposed to be here, but unfortunately she is ill and she's unavailable for you here tonight on the Wrestling Event. But I got somebody here, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to bring a very fun night here on the Hardcore Sports Network and of course on my channel. So please hit the like button, hit the like button on my channel, hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network, and of course this lovely lady has been on my show many times over, and she has been an absolute delight. And I can't wait to have her on here for you tonight here on the Wrestling Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back the one and the only Christina the Diva. Let's add her to the story.
Hi, Earl. How are you? It's been a long
It,
time.
it's been a very long time, Christina. How are you tonight? You look
Oh,
fabulous as always.
thank you. I've been busy. Been busy with school, but everything's good so far. And I cannot wait to speak on what happened at AEW Dynamite last night.
Oh, Christina, let me tell you something. Last night, oh man,
I can't even put it to words.
I mean, I can't. Man, it's just so much we need to discuss, Christina.
Oh yeah, a lot.
So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Christina and I, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to rewind Dynamite. We're also going to be discussing Full Gear. So please sit back because we got a lot of content to give you here tonight on the Hardcore Sports Network. And of course, my brand new show has been elevated to the 2.0 level. And I want to thank everyone who has who has supported my show, who has given me the love and the subs and everything else. Christina, it's been a long time since you've been on my show. There's a lot of things that have happened that are new. As you can see, there's new graphics. There's
Yes.
news. There's new song. There's new things. So there's a lot of new things that have cropped up in my cookpot.
And it looks
Oh,
great. It looks great. I love it.
thank you very much, Christina. So Christina, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What did you make of the overall build for last night's AEW Dynamite?
Well, let's say this. The overall build of AEW Dynamite after what happened in Full Gear. We're gonna get to that in a bit. But the overall build up of Dynamite has been great, especially what happened with the trios match between Death Triangle and the Elite. And the one topic we will be talking about is the whole MJF William Regal situation. Because ever since that thing went down, there's been a lot of feed on Twitter. And then what got me like a little bit off was the whole Jade Cargill outfit. Don't ask, gonna talk about that too. So, but overall, when it comes to the whole show, it was great. But I'm gonna say right now, even though we're gonna talk about it, but the whole thing that really got us talking was the whole MJF William Regal segment. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, let's just get into that. Let's just dive into that, Christina, because
Yes.
I always look for you to bring it, and you bring it all the time on my show, and then you always give me wanting more, and I always, every time I end the stream or I end my show, I said that girl needs her own stuff. She needs her own show. She knows what she's talking about. She can bring it. She can bring it, and that's why I invite you always to come back on my show, Christina, because you absolutely are fabulous.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
thank you, welcome. Now, Christina, what did you make of last night? What do you think of that promo?
Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna lie. We have been waiting for MJF to come literally after Full Gear, like week prior, but he couldn't make it because John Moxley threatened William Regal at last week's Dynamite. But then this week we finally got MJF to come and with William Regal by his side, and then he unveiled the big blueberry belt, the AEW belt that's designed for him.
Ugly.
And no, well, on my brother's side, he wants that belt. But that's another topic for another conversation. But honestly, for me, that belt personally, it fits his taste and style to a certain extent when it comes to him. But the shocker of the night was he attacked William Regal from behind. I mean, I had a feeling it was gonna come, but I didn't think it was gonna come this soon. And for him to do that, literally like a week and a half after he won the AEW title, is shocking enough. And then he name dropped certain things that really say, "Oh, shit!" Like the bidding war for 2024 when it came to Nick and Triple H. Yeah, he name dropped a lot of WWE superstars, so that really got us talking. And what really got us more talking was the fact that he hit William Regal from behind and knocked him out cold. And that was completely unexpected. I mean, I kind of expected it to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be happening this soon, like this quickly. So with that one, that segment really, really got us talking. We see reports coming on Twitter with everything else, PW Insider and everything else saying that William Regal's out with out to AEW and going to WWE. I don't know how true that is because of what Triple H tweeted like around Survivor Series War Games at the time, and that got us thinking, like, is he really coming back to WWE after this? And we don't know. It remains to be seen. But overall, that segment, that was the segment of the night for me. It is.
Let me just say something. First of all, MJF is I don't know what the word I can use. That would be clean.
I think we have to keep it PG. Since
Right. I don't. I mean, he was in rare form last night. And let me just say something here. First of all, the way he was up there talking about how he wants to go to WWE and all this kind of. Let me tell you something, MJF. If you think that you can be so special, and you think your S don't stink, and you think you can go there, and you want to go to WWE, then go ahead. But I'm telling you this right now, MJF. I'm telling you this right now. If you think for 1 minute you're gonna go to WWE and be a diva with Triple H, Triple H will eat you for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and every else in between. He will book you into purgatory. I'm telling you. As of advice. Be careful what you wish for because you may just not like what the results is on the other side of the rainbow. And trust me, Christina, and trust and believe this. If he went to WWE and he was not happy with his booking, and let's say for instance, he didn't show up for a house show and Triple H found out, I wouldn't want to be you. It would be suck to be you. It would suck.
Yeah.
Because it would not be pretty. I mean, the way he carried on in that promo and kept dropping Triple H and this, that, and the other, it was a slap in the face of Tony Khan. It's a total disrespect to Tony Khan. Very disrespectful. to Tony Khan. And then another thing too is that belt was ugly. It looked like stained toilet paper couldn't come out of it.
Oh,
It was nasty. That belt was nasty. I did not like that belt whatsoever.
oh my God. I'm telling you, I mean, not to disagree with you, but the design looked pretty when it comes to MJF Sting. I guarantee you right now, when they that if they actually gonna put that on the AEW website and to sell it like that, MJF fans will probably buy that belt. I don't care how much it costs. They'll probably buy that belt. If it's like $400, $500. I'm like, you willing to spend that much for that belt? I mean, more power to you, but like I said, that promo was like, the and to think they were in Indiana, the way he was shitting on Indiana. I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
expect the way
that
you
was
gotta
another thing
expect
too.
that.
That was another thing too. He kept going on and on and on and on, and it was like diarrhea of the mouth. It kept going on and on and on. And I was saying to myself, I said, when is this segment going to end? When are you going to shut up? When are you going to? Because I would, if I was in the audience and I had a plunger, I would have plunged his mouth shut. I
Oh,
would. I would. I would, Christine. I would.
and you know what also surprised me though is like before Full Gear, yo, his promos were really like realistic to a certain extent. What? Okay, I'm gonna admit, I felt bad for him. I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad for him, and I felt kind of related to him to some way because like okay, he's human. But then at Full Gear, when you saw the turn, when William Regal shoved in the brass knuckles, I'm like, oh snap, there you go. And to show that MJF won the title, the crowd went freaking crazy. And I kind of expected him to win. I just didn't expect him to win like that. And you already know he's a full blown heel. There was no way he was going to turn face. The day that
Right.
MJF turns face, hell will freeze over. I'm sorry.
Right. Right. I
So
think
I'm
the
just
world
saying.
I think the world would stop, Christina, and then we would fall off of it. Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
Anywho, yeah, the segment was just ridiculous. And then what was the most shocking thing was when he took the brass knuckles and hit William Regal in the back of the head.
After William Regal helped him with the
Right,
brass knuckles at Full
right,
Gear. Wow.
right. And then he had the audacity to do that. I found that to be the most prickish, heelish thing I have ever seen him do. And I don't respect MJF anymore. I don't respect him at all. You knew William Regal had medical conditions from the jump. He had a brain bleed. He had two neck surgeries. I mean, this
Oh, the
man
list
went
goes
through
down.
hell.
The
Yeah,
list goes down the line.
I mean, that man went through hell on the operating table. And
Oof.
for you to do that
Mm-hmm.
to him,
That is insane.
man, that was just utter disrespect.
I kind of was
Uh,
expecting him to turn, but I didn't think it was gonna be this soon. That was crazy. That
well,
was crazy.
I kinda knew, Christina. I kinda knew that that MJF don't need a manager. He
No,
doesn't need a mouthpiece. He
he's on his
doesn't.
own.
Right. He doesn't need a mouthpiece. And and the thing is that I kind of knew that William Regal was going to help him win the belt, but I wasn't expecting him to be attached to MJF.
Right. That
I just figured that he would come out, he would say why he did it, and then go into the sunset. That's what I thought.
right. I kind of thought the same thing too, and I kind of thought that at Full Gear, when he came out, like, oh snap, okay, because you kind of see like NGO was gonna use his diamond ring, whatnot. But then, like I said, see him giving the brass knucks, like, are you freaking kidding me? Knowing that the fact that Riggle was on the Blackpool Combat Club, imagine that. And then, yeah, all in all, it was crazy. I can say that. All in all, it was crazy. That's all I can say.
It was absolutely ridiculous, Christina. I mean, this segment was it was just diarrhea of the mouth diatribe, and it needed an enema. Anyway, the promo was ridiculous. MJF is ridiculous, and he's gonna pay dearly for what he did to William Regal.
Now we're gonna see how long he's gonna. Now we're gonna see when is that gonna come and when is he gonna lose the belt. That's just it. He just became champion. We're gonna see how long his reign is because when it comes to title reigns, they need to have a lot of meaning to it. And I feel like when it comes to MJF, he could probably have the title. Let me see. We're gonna go into 2023 in what 30 days, and basically, like he could have the title probably past Revolution. Oh, but let's do a timeline. He could have it by past Revolution, and he could probably lose it before or at Double or Nothing. I know it sounds cliche, but they're probably gonna have a long title reign, or maybe not too short. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This was just. I don't know what Tony Khan's gonna do with him now as he is champion, because he just disrespected Tony Khan. He flat out disrespected him. I mean,
I wonder how much he actually paid MGF to come back because we saw what happened with the whole Casino Royale trip and
man,
realized it was him. So, and he calls himself the devil is here, and like, oh snap, I know who that is because with that Burberry scarf, yeah, we already know it was him.
yeah,
So,
I kind of knew that was the road that they were gonna travel on, and I knew that he was gonna win the championship, but I had no idea he was gonna stoop to that level. I had no
he's a
idea.
heel.
I,
He's a heel. Heel
no, no,
Smack
yeah,
is the most.
exactly, exactly, Christina, exactly.
But he had us playing to where we felt sorry for him, and his promos were like so relatable. But yeah, you know it. He's a freaking heel, so he
Right,
will never be
that's
face.
it's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
He he souped the audience up.
Oh
And the
yeah.
thing is, and let me tell you something. If I was in that audience last night and he called me inbred hick, I would have been like, "You better run to the parking lot. You better run to the parking lot because I'm gonna give you a country whooping. That's what you're gonna get. That's exactly
Oh
what
snap.
you're gonna get.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
and I'm gonna give it to you all kind of style: New York style, Indianapolis style, Flatbush, any kind of
Jersey
style you
style.
want,
Jersey
Jersey
style.
style, right? Floridian style, whatever you want, whatever way you want the whipping.
Oh yeah.
He was disgusting. He was absolutely disgusting. But you know what? Half of the promo and half of me was like, okay, this is a heel. But then when he did to Real and Regal, that was totally disrespectful. And
Oh,
the
that
man
was
was,
that was
I
like
mean,
crazy.
I mean, the way he went about doing it, and then he made the man bleed from the mouth, which I was
I
scared
saw that.
for.
I saw that, and I saw how like Brian Danielson was coming out. Everybody was coming out like, I was like, okay, this got real. I can't. No, no. It was just crazy. It was just crazy, crazy and unbelievable. That's all I can say.
Uh, Hi, Kate. Dear, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in the chat. Hit that like button. Thank you very much. Um, Please say hello to Christina from. Yes, I do. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the Hardcore Sports Network. And thank you very much for coming on tonight. We greatly appreciate it. As you know right now, Christina, I belong to the Hardcore Sports Network.
Yay!
Uh,
Congratulations, sir.
yes, yes, my show is attached, and it is going to be great.
Oh, I love it. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I've done Raw watch-alongs.
Good.
I've done my show every Thursday, and yes, we're having fun. And Christina, I have to extend a very warm, extended invitation to you to come on my final show of the year, which will be on December the 22nd.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
yes, please. I
Okay.
would love
Gotta
for you
end
to.
gotta end the year with a bang. I'm telling you right
Yeah,
now.
with Christina the Diva. We're going to end with a bang, ladies and
Oh yeah,
gentlemen,
we're gonna
on
end the
December.
show with a bang. Here you go.
Yeah, so and I couldn't have had it any other way.
Oh, thank you, sir. Looking forward to
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, so with all of that being said, let's continue with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's roll on. So far, Christina has given us her thoughts on the MJF promo. I gave you my thoughts. I thought it was half baked. half disrespectful and half everything else in between. MJF is going to get his upcomings. But like Christina and I says, when is that going to happen? Because he already said it last night. He defended when he wants to. He's going to be another Brock Lesnar. Is,
Oh
is, is,
God.
is, is
Oh
this is this
God.
is this the way we're going to be treated, MJF? Is
Bite
this
your
the way you
tongue, Earl.
go?
I don't want that. I don't
Well,
want.
that's what I mean. That's what he said. He said he'll defend it whenever he wants.
Oh
I
God.
don't know what it is with him. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how Tony Khan's going to react to this.
It remains to be seen. I'm gonna tell you.
Um. Okay. So. Anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's just move on. So let's talk about this first match, Christina, if we will.
Okay.
Dax Harwood took on Brian Danielson. This was gold. 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 24 karat gold. I love this match. I had no issues with it whatsoever, Christina. I love the nuance of the match. I love the way they went about each other. I love the way they went the back and forth, the slap, the chops. I mean, it was like their chest looks like hamburger meat. I
Especially
mean,
Brian Danielson's. Damn.
yes,
Every time he gets those chops, it's red. Every time. Like, yo, oh my gosh. If
yeah.
I can't.
Great moves. Great moves in the match. I love the little nuances and everything like that. It was great. Great chemistry too in the ring. Both men answered each other. I mean, they were so exhausted. Both men collapsed in the middle of the ring and they were like side by side almost.
Yep.
Christina, what did you make of the match?
I love the match from beginning to end. I mean, I kid you not. Them guys were going at it. Like Dax Harwood, he has proven to be himself as not only just as a tag team champion, but also as a singles competitor. And Brian Danielson, I'm sorry, he never ceases to amaze me anyway. Because when it comes to both of them, they have awesome chemistry. They literally went at it, oh, like in the ring, outside the ring, and also those chops. Yeesh. Especially when they're red. Oh God. Especially when Brian Danielson is like literally red almost every time he fights. And I'm like, yo, you need to heal up. But anyway, long story short, I love the match and I love how they were doing the roll ups. It was kind of like confusing in a way that we never did the roll ups. It was so confusing, but also when Danielson did the bell lock, quote unquote, yes, lock, excuse me. And he and Dax Howard tapped, like, oh snap! But it was really a good match. And what kind of got me off a little bit was then Brian Danielson was gonna extend his hand of sportsmanship. I actually thought Dax was gonna walk out. He literally walked out, but he's like, nah, I
Right.
got you. And he took his hand and they embraced. So, oh my god, that literally got me right there. But the match was great. I loved it. It was from beginning to end. It was great.
Yeah,
That was
I love, you know what I like, Christina? You know, as a wrestling fan, I've been a wrestling fan for a long time. You know that. You know that from me. You've been
oh
on my
yes,
show many times. I've expressed it many times over.
yes,
Um, this was a feel good moment for me as a fan because I like matches that are classic based. It's like the
yeah.
beginning of a soup and it's being made and you got that homemade base to it and it have that delicious flavor that you just want more of it.
Uh huh.
This is exactly what this match was like. I wanted more
Oh yeah, it's like
because
yeah.
I mean even though the both men were exhausted in the win, and Brian went over in the match. I mean this was just great. This was
It
great.
was actually a win-win for us fans because both of them
Yes.
gave it a all. So win, lose, or draw, it still was a win-win. So
Yes.
I'm not complaining. It was good. It was really good. It was really
Uh,
good.
okay. In the chat, yeah, I think Kate Dick says, Earl, are you and Christina an item? No, we're
No,
not an
no,
item.
my God, no,
no,
we're not.
no,
No,
we're not an item. No, 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 no. We're
I'm
not an
taken. Just so you
item.
know, I'm taken. Just so
Yeah,
you know.
she is happily taken. I am disco single, and I will do what I want and come as I go, as I come as I please. So anyway, that is just me. But Christine and I, we are internet community wrestling community buds.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There you
and
go.
someday in the future, our paths will cross live at an event or an arena that we go to. Because trust me and believe me, on this internet, I have met so many people that I thought I would never see again or I would never meet in my lifetime, but we do. Our
Mm-hmm.
paths do cross.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that answers your question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but thank you anyway for that little ditty.
I guess because they like our banter.
Yes, I guess so. I guess so. You know what it is. When you have a good guest
Mm-hmm.
that is so intelligent and
Aw.
so forthright and so honest and takes a moment of her time to even come on my show and give me the respect and the love, and then I give it right back. I think that's why we have such great chemistry.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Yes. It's very rare, especially on social media nowadays, because every time I go on social media, I see like this crazy banter going on. Like, I'm keeping out of it. That's not my business.
yeah,
Unless it
that's
has something if it has something to do with me, then I stick my nose in my business. Sorry. If it
right,
doesn't have anything to
right,
do with me, keep me out of it. Nope.
right,
I'm good.
exactly.
Keep
Um, I agree with you with that, Christina. I keep my nose clean out of Twitter. I do not
hmm
engage in that. I have
hmm
other things to do. I have other things going on. I have guests to book. I have other things to do. I got to put my show together, and a lot of people just don't understand that.
Yeah. It's
Um,
sad. It's freaking sad.
yeah, it is.
We do have a
Um,
live outside of Twitter. I mean, hello. We do
yes,
have lives
yes,
outside of Twitter, so hello.
exactly.
But I am
Um,
blessed. I am blessed to meet people who I can interact with when it comes to wrestling. I'm very blessed to come on your show whenever I have the time, and you know what, talk about wrestling. That's whenever I have the opportunity to do so. Hello, I'm there.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, Christina is not. This is not the last time I'm seeing Christina. As I just mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, I just made the announcement. Christina will be back on December the 22nd, and she's going to close the year for me, and he's going to close on my show, and I'm looking forward to it. And I love her. I love the way she brings it all the time. She always gives me the highest views I could possibly get on my show.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
yes,
Oh
yes, and
my
I
god.
and I have to bring you back for an encore because you're so much fun. Every time I end my show, I said that girl brought it. That lady brought it. That woman brought it. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now let's continue. Willow Nightingale took on Anna JAS. Now I don't, something, that name Anna J. It sounds like a high school. But anyway, I digress.
Yes, that name is annoying. I mean, stick with Anna J. That not Anna J. Yes, that's like stupid. That's so stupid. Go ahead.
And let me just tell you something. I am a fan of Willow Nightingale. I love me some Willow Nightingale.
Me too. I love her. And there's something about her that brings. There's something about her that I really love about her. I can't really pinpoint it, but there's something about her. I think it's like her personality and her desire to be in the ring and all that. Oh, I love her. I love Will Nightingale.
Yes. Beyond Script Podcast, what's up? How are you doing? Please hit that like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love me some Willow Nightingale. I absolutely, I love her infectious smile. I love the way she comes in the ring. She's like one of those Winnie the Pooh type lady. She reminds me of that Winnie the Pooh. She's just so cuddly and fun, and she just wants to have fun in the ring. And you see her smiling at the little girls in the audience.
Oh
I
yeah,
love it. The way
me
she
too.
engaged with the fans and stuff like that. I am a genuine fan, and I'm glad she's all elite. I am
Me
so
too. I'm
glad.
glad. About time too. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
She wins the match with the Doctor Bomb. I like that. I thought the match was good. I thought it was great. Anna Jay got what she deserved. Her and Ty Conti. Oh, tie a yellow ribbon round the old tree. Anyway, I digress. That'll be the last time I'll sing on my show. Anyway, Christina,
No worries. No worries. It's fine.
I'm gonna get canceled.
No, you're
Christina,
not. You're fine. Don't worry. You're
Christina.
fine.
Okay, Christina, what did you make of the match?
I'm not gonna lie, the match was good. It was really good. Will Nightingale always brings it, and Anna Jay. I can't say AS. I can't do it. I can't say it. Anna Jay did bring it too, but I love the fact that Will Nightingale gave it to her and she won the match. But also, Ruby Soho came back and got her revenge on Ty Conti or Ty Mello, whatever the hell you want to call her. And
Right.
that I was like, yes, finally, Ruby Soho is back. She's been gone for months, and I'm saying to myself, oh my god, sweet revenge. That's right. You got what you deserve. So I'm looking forward to see what's gonna go down between Ruby Soho and Ty Mello because it's not over yet. Because remember what happened last time? She took her out of action with her. I think when she slammed the door on her arm or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if I recall. But like I said, the match was good between Will Nightingale and Anna Jay, and I'm glad Will Nightingale won. But also Ruby Soho returning. Yes, yes, please. I love it. Yes.
Yeah,
So I guess
take my money, please. Take my money,
yes.
please,
And I
and
have a
sign it.
feeling, that the rivalry between Ruby Soho and Ty is gonna continue on until after the year. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment.
Hmm.
I loved it. I love the nuance of the match. I love the chemistry that they had in the ring. I
Hmm.
love the way Ruby Soho came back and took out Ty Mello
Hmm.
after she broke her nose,
Ugh.
and Ruby Soho had to have surgery.
Yes.
So I was glad about that.
What is it with these wrestlers with this broken nose, man? You got Pac
Right,
wearing a mask with this Ruby Soho broken
right,
nose, and I don't mean to change the subject, but you also got Sheamus who broke his nose twice. I'm like,
right.
yeah, I'm like, what's up with these people with these broken noses, man?
I
And don't
don't
even get me
know.
started what happened with John Cena and Seth Rollins. His nose was literally broken during that match.
No,
Don't get me
exactly.
started.
I mean, look what happened to look what happened to uh, what was her name now? It happened on SmackDown, I think.
Oh,
Uh,
I know who you're talking about, Natalia. Yes,
Natalia.
yes,
Yeah, and
I
she's
saw
gonna be
that.
out. She's gonna be out 3 months.
Ooh,
Because
yo,
she had
the
to
way
had.
she need her, the way she need
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That was
I mean, she had to have reconstructive face surgery. I mean,
oh,
they had to give her rhinoplasty. They had to fix the cheekbone, the cracked cheekbone.
holy crap!
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, she went through a lot. She went. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that
And
surgery.
and
Oh,
the I don't even want to see the I don't want to be on the receiving end of that freaking knees. Damn.
no, no.
And she actually did that. She did that so hard where the padding was off. You saw it,
Right. Yeah,
and that's
she
how
did it
she
on
broke it.
purpose.
She did it on purpose. She broke her
Yeah,
nose.
yeah, she
That was
meant to.
nasty. That was nasty. Let me tell you, it was really
Yeah.
nasty. But that was crazy.
Thank you very much.
Hmm.
CWE Bed-Stuy. How are you? Thank you very much. Hit that like button. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like the match. I
Hmm.
like the nuances. I love the way they had them in the ring. I
Hmm.
love that move, the Doctor Bomb she has. I think that
Yes.
is very effective, and it
Go.
neutralizes the opponent,
Oh yeah.
and it does the trick.
Hmm.
And I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
Love it.
Hmm.
Let's talk about this next match. It was Samoa Joe taking on AR Fox.
Hmm.
Now let me just say something. We're gonna rewind and talk about Full Gear a little bit later on in the show, ladies and gentlemen. But I have a little I have a little rant about Mr. Samoa Joe. I don't think he deserves 2 belts, but we're gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss that later.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought the match was great. Joe looks absolutely dominant as a
Hmm.
double belt champion.
Hmm.
I thought that AR Fox, who is now all elite, I'm
Hmm.
glad that he became all elite
Yep.
because he brings a lot to the table.
Hmm.
He held his own, but it was just way too much Joe. for
Oh
him
yeah.
to handle. It was way too much. Joe
Hmm.
is too smart. He's a veteran. He's been in the ring for too long. He's not going to put up with any tricks or flips or anything like that. So,
Right.
Christina, what did you make of the match?
I mean, the match was good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that AR Fox is now all elite. But even I know that he's no match for Samoa Joe. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry, but at least he tried his best. And you know, like Samoa Joe was fresh off a victory of winning the TNT Championship. Yeah, I'm going to discuss that a little bit later on. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, the match was good. It was fine. And, you know, Samoa Joe definitely really had the upper hand, per se. I mean, AR Fox gave it his all. I'm not going to lie. I'm not to discredit him or anything. But we already know Samoa Joe is going to win. But I give AR Fox his credit. So because he's finally got signed to All Elite, he's gonna put up amazing matches down the road with different
Mm-hmm.
opponents. So I cannot wait for that. And also, after Samoa Joe won, Wardlow came on the screen and confronted him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Confronted Samoa Joe about him winning the TNT Championship because that match in itself on Full Gear was like, what in the world? Because I was actually thinking Wardlow was gonna retain, but to see
Right.
him winning, I was like, okay, really? He didn't hold the championship for that long. I'm just
Right.
saying, but I think maybe down the line, so I think Warlow's definitely gonna go after Samoa Joe and try to get the belt back. It's gonna happen one way or
Right.
another.
Right.
So that's
Um.
my assessment on that.
Yeah, I agree with the entire assessment. I think that was brilliantly done by you and great explanation. Um. So here's the thing. The match was great.
Hmm.
The match was fantastic. But the only thing that I'm concerned with is that first of all, Ward, as you said, I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said.
Okay.
Wardlow was a champion, but he wasn't a championship for long. And the
Right.
thing is that now that you tore him down and you ruined his star power by stripping him of the title, and now you want to give it back to him. Does that make sense? And
No.
will the audience take him really seriously after you made him so strong and powerful and unstoppable, and then all of a sudden you make him cough the title up at Full Gear? That didn't make any sense.
And sorry to change the discussion, but that also happened a time when um Damage Control lost the titles on Raw to Alexa Bliss and Asuka, and they won it back 5 days later. Yeah. Okay. Don't be picky. Don't be like doing like hot potato like you always says. Don't be hot potatoing the
No,
belts.
right, exactly. I was not a fan of that. Jeffrey, what's up? How are you? Hit the like button. Thank you very much. That is my co-host for the Raw Watch Along, Jeffrey. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to him on his YouTube channel, and of course follow him on Twitter. Um, so anyway, yeah, I agree with you the entire. And he says, "Good evening, Christina."
Oh, good evening, sir. Thank you for
Mhm.
joining us.
So I agree with your assessment. I agree with the entire assessment. I think that he did not deserve the title, and but we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss Full Gear because we're going to rewind it. We're going to go back. I was part of Full Gear, ladies and gentlemen. I was
Oh
part of Full
yes,
Gear.
I saw the picture. I saw the picture to see. I was like, oh snap, he's in for a treat.
Yeah, I was part of history, ladies and gentlemen, in Newark, New Jersey. I was part of the Full Gear weekend. I'm going to tell you exactly what my experience was about Full Gear, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on Full Gear. So that is coming up later on in the show. So don't move anywhere. Don't get out the car. Don't get a snack or anything. Just sit by the computer and listen to me and Christina bust down Full Gear. But
Mhm,
anyway, I digress.
mhm.
So anyway, let's talk about this next match. Ricky Starks took on Ari Davari. Now the match was okay, but it was quick. I
It
mean,
was
if
quick. I'm
you,
not gonna lie. I could have sworn like you blink and it's like, is this over already? Okay, what did I miss?
yeah, and the thing is that and the thing with me is that I was just sitting there and I was like, I was gonna get up and get something to drink, but then when I turned around, I said, "Oh, the match is over."
I was literally like talking online with my girlfriends, and then I look up like, oh shit, the match is over already. okay, but
Right.
really, yeah. But then like it was like so quick. It was like well, like maybe like 5 minutes, maybe I don't know, five
I
minutes,
think it was.
3 minutes,
It must have been 2 minutes.
3 minutes, two. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't really speculate how long it was. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So again, like I said before, Ricky Starks is great. I love me some Ricky Starks. I love him. I think he speaks from the heart. He speaks passionately, and he's just great. He's
Mhm.
great. I love him. The Rochambeau on Mr. Davari, and that was the end of Mr. Davari for the night.
Mhm.
Um, if you blinked, you missed it. If you put cupcakes in the oven, you missed it.
So
Uh,
if you went to the bathroom, you missed
you
it.
missed it, right? So if you did a lot of things in the house, you would have missed the match.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. So the match was great. Match was quick. Nothing else I could say about that. Jay Cargill,
Oh,
TBS
oh, wait,
Championships.
I'm sorry to
I'm
back you
sorry.
up, sir, but
Yeah.
there's one thing that I need to point out what happened. I
Yeah.
remember when Stokely Hathaway and All Eagle Ethan Page
Oh
came out,
yes.
and then
Yes.
Matt Hardy was doing the delete, delete, delete,
Yes.
and also he told him to go to the back. And I don't know if you caught this. I don't know if you caught this, but when Matt Hardy was walking by, he gave him the fingers. I said, "Oh snap!" I caught that. I was dying. It was so
Oh snap.
hilarious. And mind you, all Eagle Ethan Page wants to challenge Ricky Starks for a second time for the whole Winter's Coming match opportunity against MJF. So I think that's gonna happen next week on Rampage. I don't recall, but
Right.
that's what I wanted to bring that back a bit because something. Remember the firm, I guess you could say, have like the contracts, property, whatever of
Right.
Kevin Hardy
Exactly.
and Matt Hardy. I'm like,
Right.
ugh, I think that's annoying. But anyway, I wanted to run it back a little bit because of that part. Because I didn't forget that. That was hilarious. I loved it. I freaking loved it.
I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing. I mean, when they came down and he's giving Matt Hardy orders. Like
Stokely
what?
needs to shut up, man. Okay, I don't know who's more annoying. I'm gonna give you a list. I don't know who's more annoying: Stokely Hathaway, Vicky Guerrero, Don Callis, or what's his face. That's the only three I can think of my head right now. I don't know who's more annoying. I'd probably say all three, but I'm just saying. I don't know who the hell's more.
Right.
But anyway, that's why I wanted to run it back a bit because I remember that happened like around during the match, and then Ricky Starks literally took out his opponent Ari Davari and did the 1, 2, 3, and that was it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it was
I just I thought the match was great. I thought the match was quick and everything else. And but other than that, it was good.
mhm.
The firm coming down and confronting Starks.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. What was really weird, and we're gonna discuss this right now. Jay Cargill, TBS celebration. Now, let
Oh,
me let me just say something.
yeah.
What is this thing with her and Bow Wow? Now, no. Let me just say something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say something. First of all, I don't want to see her in a match with Bow Wow.
No, please, no. Oh my
No,
God,
no. Please don't book that. Please
no.
don't book that.
For the
If
love of
you
us, for
want
the love of our
the
rest of us, don't.
if you want to see the ratings go down in the toilet, please do not book this match.
Oh, for the love,
Please do
like,
me a
oh,
favor.
for the
Don't.
love of God, no.
I mean, because I don't want to see Bow Wow. I don't want to see him in the ring with her. I don't want to. I don't understand what the obsession is with her and him. The thing makes absolutely no sense. And we're going to discuss that Nyla Rose match because that was, well,
I'm
that
just gonna say,
wasn't.
yeah, it was like, yeah, okay. Can I'm just saving my assessment until we talk about that. So, but like I said, like with the whole Jade Cargill TBS celebration, yeah, what in the world was that? What in the world was that? And of course, her outfit. What the heck was that?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't
It was
understand
a
none of it.
bodysuit. Okay, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person, but it was a bodysuit, and it was like money. like Benjamin's covered
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and I'm like, is she freaking naked? Is she naked? Is that all she's wearing? But then I saw the close up when she was speaking. It was like a bodysuit. I was like, okay, it's a bodysuit. The only thing I like of that outfit was the boots. That's it. The outfit, I don't.
It looked like it came off of a cheap motel shower curtain. I mean, it was just, it was, those seedy motels. They got those nasty curtains.
Yes, yes.
I digress. Anyway, I digress. They
Okay,
just took it off the bathroom and sewed it up and gave it to her. Um,
I'm gonna piggyback what you said about the whole Bow Wow Jay Cargill situation. I don't know what the hell the obsession is, but I remember there was a video that popped up like on Twitter that Jay Cargill was at an event with Bow Wow was, and there was like some backstage altercation per se, and then that's when the whole shit started, and then that's why they brought that onto the segment last night, and I feel like what's the point of that? What was the point of that? The celebration thing was fucking weird. It was weird.
yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just, I just didn't understand it, Christina.
It
When
was
he came
weird.
on the screen,
Come on. It was weird.
I was just, when he came on the screen, I was like, oh, come on, don't tell me they're gonna do this. And then he says,
My brother and I were talking about it. I was like, what the heck was that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know what the heck was that. That was just weird as hell. That's it. No. It was just weird, period.
and
I
then,
don't know what's gonna go down, but I don't want it to go further than that.
yeah, I don't want to see this anymore.
No, I can't.
I don't
Okay.
want to see this. I don't want to see this. And
That's as bad as JBL with that big ass suit of his. I'm sorry. I can't.
I just don't want to see this. I personally, as a wrestling fan, don't want to see this. And then he comes on the screen and he says, "Oh well, I'm done touring. I'll see you soon." I was like, "Oh no, come on! Don't tell me he's gonna get in the ring and then she's gonna pump kick him and then he's gonna try to." God, I don't want to
Maybe
see that.
he'll. Okay, I'm not. I'm just. This is my assessment. I'm just thinking. What if he said he wants to come see her soon, whatnot, and he actually has somebody with him as another female wrestler who's gonna make a debut or something. I don't know who the hell knows.
But I wouldn't. Now that I wouldn't mind.
That's what I'm
Now
thinking.
that
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that I wouldn't mind.
Right.
That I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
if he
That's
brought out somebody else. But
yes.
if it's just him in the ring with her, I do not want to see that. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The
It's.
whole thing is ridiculous,
Mm-hmm. It
you
was
know?
ridiculous. It was so bad.
And no, I'm not being sexist.
Oh
No,
no
I'm
no
not.
no 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 no
I'm
no no.
not. No,
You,
no, I'm
you
not.
are respectfully assessing the whole situation. That's all you say.
Right, exactly. I'm
I'm
not
just gonna clear the
sexist.
air here. You're not sexist at all. You're just respectfully analyzing what happened with the promo. That's it.
Right, exactly. I'm not being sexist, and you're wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you continue with that kind of comment, you will be removed.
Oh, banned.
Um,
So move on.
right,
Let's move on.
yes, exactly. So anyway, like I said before, and I'll say it again. I don't want to see this. I do not want to see this happen
Right.
because it doesn't make any sense. First she comes on the stage with him and then she did something backstage. I couldn't follow the whole video. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I had no idea what the heck is it. But apparently he follows her on Twitter. She follows him on Instagram. They've been going back and forth. um
I don't really know what's going on. I don't follow their banter, so it's kind of new to me. So, but the only thing I remember is that there was a backstage altercation on one of his shows. I'm just saying. That's all I
I just
remember.
think the whole thing is ridiculous.
It's not worth our time. It's
No,
not
it's
worth our time.
not.
It's not worth our time.
I'm not really, I don't really care about her and Bow Wow. I have no interest in it
I don't think anybody
whatsoever.
cares. I don't think anybody
No.
cares. I
I
don't think
mean,
anybody cares.
I think what they need to do is focus on her next challenger. And I
Yes.
think they need to focus on that and keep it moving. And forget
Yes.
about this Bow Wow situation. I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to
Exactly.
see this. I want this removed. Because last night when I saw him on the screen with her, I said, "Where's the barf bag?" I mean, this is just it was
This was me.
just
I'm like, oh, really? Do I have to see this? I'm literally up on my TV screen like this last night. I'm like, really? Although my TV's back there, but I was watching it on my bed, and I was like, oh. Really? Really? Okay, move on. Next. I can't. No, I'm done. Let's move on.
Exactly. Um, let's just let's continue with this.
Hmm.
Let's see here. We're up to the main event. It was the best of seven series for the AEW Trios Championship.
Hmm.
Elite versus the Death Triangle.
Hmm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if the Elite would have lost this match, they would have been down three matches to none.
Yes.
And that would have been really bad because
Oof.
that would mean that the Elite would have had to win three matches in a row to tie up the
Tie it up.
series.
Yes. Yes.
That would have been a daunting task because that is hard. Week after week after week, you're gonna have to win your match.
Mhm.
That's
Oh yeah.
exhausting.
It's
That is
exhausting in itself.
yeah. Even I was sitting there in the couch last night listening to the rules, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted."
Just by looking at
Uh,
the rules, I was exhausted. I'm like, really? And for them to do a best of seven series, that literally took me back to the whole best of seven series with Sheamus and Cesaro and WWE a couple
right,
years
right,
ago.
right. And
So it
that
was
was a
like,
great series, and it culminated into them being a tag team, and it culminated into them being champions.
yes,
Um, so so but this trios match, this was absolutely great. The spots in the match were great. I couldn't recall half of the spots in this match because they were just absolutely woolly wild and all over the place. And let me tell you something. I am a fan of Ray Phoenix. If you're not a fan of Ray Phoenix, I don't you can't be a wrestling fan. You just can't. Because this guy does things in the he's just like Sting. If you're not a fan of Sting, you can't be a wrestling fan either.
hmm,
The man had triple neck fusion neck surgery. And he goes out there and wrestles like he's 26.
and he's in his 60s. Let's
Yes.
also put that in account too.
I want to follow Sting on Twitter and ask him, I want what you have and take at 60 because I wanted Sting.
I think 62 or 63. That's his
Yeah,
age now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know.
I want it. I want it, and I'll give it to all my friends. I said, no, no. I mean, come on now, Sting. I have no idea what he's doing. I have no idea.
I love it.
I'm
I freaking
just
love it.
amazed. I love it.
Me
So
too. I
last,
love it.
so Christina, what did you make of the AEW main event?
Honestly, anything has to do with that triangle and the elite, oh, you already know it's gonna be. I've been saying this a lot. It's gonna be a banger, and like Sheamus said,
Hmm.
banger after banger after banger after banger
I
after
was
banger
waiting for
on your
you to say
banger.
that. I
Of
was
course,
waiting for you to say that.
I haven't said it in a while, so I'm gonna say it anyway. But like I said, when it came to the spots, oh my god, I couldn't keep up. There was so many kicks and flips and everything. And then when I don't know who it was. I think it was Penta or Phoenix, whoever it was, dived off of the top rope, knocked down everybody. Even the referee got knocked out for a bit. I'm like, oh snap!
Yes,
And I saw that, and what really got my eye was like, I hope you caught this, the hammer. I think it was Penta and Ray Phoenix were
yes,
like having like a little disagreement with the hammer because they used the hammer to win at
right,
Full Gear
right,
and those two matches. So I hope there's no dissension when it comes to Death Triangle, but Pac is being a very bad influence in my opinion when it comes to cheating to win. But anyway, that's a conversation when it comes to Full Gear when we discuss it a little bit. But when it comes to the
right.
match, I loved it from beginning to end. It was insane, crazy, all over the place. You name it. When it comes to like kicks and the flips, oh, especially when it comes to like Ray Phoenix, I love that dude. I love Penta and I love Ray Phoenix. I love the Lucha
I
Brothers.
love Ray. I said before, Christina. I love Ray Phoenix. I
I
love him.
I love Ray Phoenix. I mean, I know it's off topic, but imagine him in a match with Rey Mysterio. Oh, that would be a dream
Take
match.
my money, please.
Take my money, make my money. But anyway, but like I said, the match in itself, when I saw that the Elite finally won the match clean, I was like, oh snap. There we go. Now we got a good series going because if they would have lost again, oh my god, they would have, like you said, they would have to go win the next three matches to tie it up and do like a sudden threat the last match. So
Right,
I'm actually glad the Elite won, so that way it keeps everything going when it comes to the whole best of seven series. I don't know who's gonna win the whole series, but that remains to be seen. We got all these matches coming up, and when it culminates, when it really ends, then we're gonna see who are the true champions, and that's gonna be very, very interesting to see. So the whole match was great. I loved it. The main event was fantastic. To close out AEW was great. So I have no complaints with the match. So it was really, really good.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. I love the match. I thought every nuance of the match was great. I thought the desperation in the elite was great.
Hmm.
I thought the chemistry in the ring was great.
Oh yeah,
These guys, they even attacked each other before the bell even rang, and
yeah,
wiped the referee out with it.
yep.
I mean, it was just. I mean, this was great. This was some great spots
They
in
didn't even
this
let that
match.
triangle come down the ramp. They were
No,
straight out there and attacked
yeah,
them.
exactly. Because the elite was desperate, Christina. They were desperate.
They needed to win. They needed to win.
They were badly. Because I'm telling you, if they would have lost the match last night, they would have been down 3 matches to none.
It
And
would have
that
been
would
do
have
or
been a
die.
disaster. It would have been a disaster. It
Hmm.
would have been a disaster.
Hmm.
Because there's no way. There is no way you're going to win 3 matches in a row
Right.
for 3 weeks. No, you can't do that.
No,
That is
no,
just
that is insane. They're gonna have to
that's
delay. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna balance it out until the probably by the last match to close this best of seven series. That's gonna be freaking lit. That's gonna be great. I don't
right.
know. So that's gonna be good. So all in all, the match was great.
Yeah, I again, like I said before, and I'll say it again. It was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite. Christina and I loved the show. It was great. The MJ promo left a sour taste in some of our mouths.
It
Uh,
left a shocking taste in my mouth and my eyes.
yeah, a lot of shocking things last night from MJF. But all in all, it was fantastic. It
Hmm.
was great from top to bottom. Great stuff. Oh, let's talk about this one thing. What did you make? Well, we didn't even discuss this, but we will right now because before we close on Dynamite, let's talk about the Moxley promo. Now,
Oh yes.
this was explosive. This was the most powder kegged segment I have ever seen. And why I say that, ladies and gentlemen, is because Hangman Adam Page, who is not cleared to compete, came to the ring and confronted him in the ring last night
Hmm.
after what happened the last time these two were in the ring. Now,
Yep.
what happened the last time is Hangman suffered a severe concussion,
Concussion. Yep.
and he had to be carted out. The match had to come to an end
Hmm.
because he just couldn't
He,
continue.
no, it was bad.
Moxley destroyed him, and it was bad.
Hmm.
He's never been the same since. And Hangman says, he came to Indianapolis last night. He wanted to get cleared. He went to a doctor in Indianapolis to see what the story was. But before he took a trip to the doctor, he wanted to take a trip to the Brawl shop.
Definitely want to get his hands on Moxley. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, Christina, what did you make of this?
Okay, the whole promo. First of all, I want to give my shout out to my girl Cherry because Hangman Adam Page was at WrestleCade this weekend, and she managed to meet him.
Oh,
So yeah, she did. So shout out to my girl Cherry. And first of
shout out
all,
to Cherry.
yes, and she's actually on her way to Disney World because her daughter's
Oh,
dancing in Disney World this weekend. So shout out to her. And now let's go back to the whole promo. I did not think Hangman Adam Page was going to return. Not in a million years. I didn't even think that was going to happen. And I saw he come out, and I'm thinking, holy crap! Oh my God, it's Hangman Adam Page! And then the way they started brawling, I was like, oh shit! Let them fight! Let them fight! That's what they keep saying. Let them fight. They were really going at it. And
mm-hmm.
I have a feeling this rivalry is not over yet. It's not over yet. They
Oh,
can do a
absolutely
story. They could
not.
do a story without any title on the line. Any story, any storyline that is worth doing that doesn't have to include a belt. It's worth watching. I'm down for that. So this rivalry between Moxley and Page is not over yet. And even though he's not cleared to compete, he still came and whooped that ass, or tried to whoop that ass per se. But like I said, to see Hangman Adam Page come back, surprisingly, I loved it. I freaking loved it. And I don't know if Moxley is a heel or a face. I still can't tell, to be honest. But anyway, to see them go at it and hear the crowd saying "Let them fight." Oh, you want to see them brawl and fight. And personally, for me too, I love seeing them fighting as well. But I have
No.
a feeling this rivalry is far from over. It's not over yet. It's just getting started.
I mean, last time I was doing one of these jobs, I was like, it's just like, I just was just
The only
like,
time I see that is when they do like German suplexes, because I don't like German suplexes because you could land on your neck, and
I
that's like,
just was just, it was in the parking lot. It was on the floor. It was in the audience. It was just all over the place. I was just like, wow.
and also I hope you recognize the spot because John Mox was about to go after Hangman Page, but he actually fell off the stage.
Oh yeah, he was so blind with
Yes,
rage. He missed the ramp entrance.
yes, he fell
His left foot
left
missed
the
the
foot.
ramp.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, he fell down because he was
Yes,
trying to grab him,
yes,
and then his foot fell off the stage. He forgot how many feet there were down there. You know, because
yes.
it's almost like 50 yards.
Oh
You
my god, it
know,
was so bad. I'm like, OMG, that was crazy. That was
so
crazy.
so he was trying to get a hold of him, and he was trying
Yeah,
to.
he was just so angry. He was trying to get a hold of him, but he just lost his footing. He just lost his footing.
Yes,
And I felt bad. But thank God he's
yeah,
okay. Thank God he's okay.
yeah. Thank God he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the chemistry was great.
Mm-hmm.
The brawl, the pull apart was great. The whole thing was just. I mean, it was just like gum stuck on the wall, and they were trying to get it off. It was just. I mean, this was just absolutely ridiculous. It was
It was great.
crazy.
It was insane. It was crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's not over yet. It's far
Oh,
from over.
absolutely. Oh, it is way not over.
Mm-mm.
It's way not over.
Oh
No
yeah.
way.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They're
Nope.
not done cooking each other's soup.
No,
No.
they're not done yet. Unless it's like
No.
really, really done. Nope, they're not done yet.
No. They're tasting each other's soup. They say, we need more spice.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I like how you have to add a food analogy too. I love it.
exactly. Um, yeah, so again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite. And we dissected the entire show from soup to nuts, me and Christina. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dissect Full Gear.
Ooh,
Ladies and gentlemen, Full Gear had over 15 matches.
oy
It
vey.
was a long night of wrestling. Now,
Mhm,
I was part of the show.
mhm,
I mean, not literally part of the show, but I was there in the
mhm,
audience.
mhm.
My Full Gear experience was absolutely great. I had fun on Saturday night. It was a great experience for the first time ever. AEW presented a tri state area pay per view, and they gave us a show and they gave us a moment. They gave us moments that we will never forget. Full Gear did. Um, but we are going to rewind the show. We're going to discuss the matches and everything else in between. So I'm going to skip around a little bit here, Christina. And the first match we're going to talk about is Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs for the TNT Championship. Now, let me explain something to everyone. I think that this was the wrong decision in this match. The wrong person won the match. It shouldn't have been Joe. And here's why.
Mhm.
Joe is already a champion in Ring of Honor. Why does he need another championship? It made no sense. Joe is already established wrestler.
Mhm.
He is a veteran of the ring.
Mhm.
And he's a champion, like I said, of Ring of Honor.
Mhm.
So why are you giving him the TNT championship? It
Right.
made no sense.
Mhm.
I think what should have happened in the booking realm, what should have happened was that Wardlow should have retained the title and he should have pinned Powerhouse Hobbs. And then what you would have then what would you do the next night on Dynamite? You would have Samoa Joe come out and say, "Look, you didn't pin me in the match. We're not done yet." And
Mhm.
then you would have a title versus title match at Final Battle. That would have
Ooh.
made more sense. That
I
would
actually
have
like
made,
that. I like
yeah,
that.
yes,
Oh
that
my
would
god,
have
I
made,
would have loved to see that.
more sense.
Mhm.
And that would have been a title for title.
Mhm.
With this time, Wardlow winning the title. And he would have both the Ring of Honor and the TNT Championship.
Damn, I would love to
That
see that. Damn.
yeah, that would have made sense in the booking.
Mhm.
But that's not the road you all traveled on. The match was okay. The match was great. The finish, I didn't care for it. Christina, what did you make of the match?
First off, you should have booked that. That would be freaking great. Okay. Second of all, the match was fine. Personally, the match was fine for me. As you know, I wanted Wardlow to win because he hasn't been champion for a long time, for a while. He hasn't had the title for long, per se. Let me put it that way. To have Samoa Joe win, I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me right now?" And I was like, "Why would you give him the belt? No disrespect to Samoa Joe, but why would you give him the belt?" Knowing you have two other men who are valid contenders of becoming TNT champion. And what really caught my eye was like how Powerhouse Hobbs looked at Warlow, like he was so pissed off with the end result. And then Warlow was pissed as well. So for me, the match was okay for me as well. But the ending, yeah, I wanted Warlow to win, but that didn't freaking happen. And I actually like what you said. That would have been freaking better to book that. I would have
Yeah,
watched that.
I mean,
I would have watched
exactly.
what you said.
I would have. I mean, look, listen. We're going into the final battle in December. I believe it's sometime next week or the following week.
No, I think it's
And
next week. It's December
I
10th.
think, yeah. And I would have just sat there and I would have said, okay, you're going to retain the title. You pin Powerhouse Hobbs. He comes out on the stage the next night on Dynamite. He says, you know what? You didn't pin me. You didn't beat me. And we're not done.
Right.
So at Final Battle, we're going to do a title for title match.
Mm-hmm. I would have loved to see that. I would pay to see that. Hell yeah.
I
But
would have said, take my money, please. Okay, fine. You want a title for title match?
you know how the meme was said. You know how the meme says, "Take my money." Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have done that. But
Yeah.
they went the route where to have Samoa Joe hold two belts. Oh, don't even get me started. You already know what's going on with WWE with the whole two belts. Roman,
Right.
Becky.
Right.
Don't even get me started. But anyway, I digress, like you say.
Right.
And I feel like, that was like the wrong move to make personally. I think both of us agree on that. So they should have had Warlow keep the title a little bit longer and, build up the feud a little more. But I actually like what you said to book that. They should have done it that way too. Shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. They should have booked it like that.
Oh man, you know how many AEW and Ring of Honor fans would have loved to see that? Oh my god.
Well, that's what I mean.
Uh-huh. And I usually don't
Why?
watch I never watch Ring of Honor, but if it was to happen like that, I would like, okay, let me sit down and watch this for a bit. And I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
bring
I
it.
mean, it would have made the show even more spicy.
Mm-hmm. It will also make much more sense when it comes to the rivalry, pretty much.
Yes. Exactly.
Because Samoa Joe betrayed Warlow.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it would have made much more sense. But
That.
anyway, what can you do?
Anyway, I mean, uh,
I know, I know. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Mm,
Let's move
and,
on.
yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is our assessment. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is our assessment.
Hmm.
That is our assessment on the match,
Hmm.
and I just think it was the wrong booking decision.
Hmm.
Tony Khan, you slipped on a banana peel here.
Okay.
The TBS championship was up for grabs. Jay Cargill versus Nyla Rose.
Ugh.
The match was, I don't know what's the best word for it. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't the stellar match that I wanted to see. Was it clean? No. I mean, there was some botchy watchies in the match.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, Cargill retained the title. She got the title back from Nyla Rose after it was stolen. And then Nyla Rose was walking around after she stole the title, and she was talking about she's the new woman. You no, you're not.
No, you
You
know.
didn't beat
You wasn't
Jay
even
Cargill.
champion to begin
You
with.
well, exactly. You didn't even beat Jay Cargill. You didn't even pin her. You didn't even make her submit. You didn't do none of that.
You just
So
basically stole the belt. So come on,
right,
let's be realistic
exactly.
here.
So, but the match for me was okay. I mean, it's the okay. I'm gonna just say this: the match suffered a lot
Hmm.
with crowd anticipation. And what I mean by that is the crowd wasn't into it. And why? Well, I'm going to explain that later.
Hmm.
Because of the elite match. That took the energy out of the crowd. But we're going to discuss that.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Um um Christina, what did you make of this match?
Oh god, the match itself, it was a lot of error in when it comes to like the moves per se. There was a lot of botches. I mean, that really kind of takes me off of it because I want to see a wrestling match. I mean, if it's like a botch, maybe one, I'll let it go. But when it's like a couple of botches, more I'm like, really? You guys can wrestle like that? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay.
Right.
But like I said, I think what I found interesting was the way that both of them came out with their entrances. Nyla Rose came out with the low rider, and with Vicky Guerrero with her. Oh God, I can't stand that woman. Oh, anyway.
Excuse me.
Oh no, you had to do that. I mean, God, my brother does that. The way, okay, the way you do it, I'd rather have you and my brother do it better than her because her should just leave me deaf. But anyway, moving on to the whole assessment.
Uh,
When she came out of the lowrise, I felt in a way that was a nice tribute to the late great Eddie Guerrero. Miss you.
right.
And when Jay Cargill came out, she always has a simple, different type of cosplay. And in a way, I like it because it really shows how much she's into these different cosplay and everything when it comes to like different characters. I don't mind it. But then the match in itself, I'm like, yeah, no, no, it wasn't that good for me. It was just, I felt like it dragged, to be honest with you. I felt like it dragged. It wasn't like really powerful to begin with. And I know Jay retained and is a TBS champion, but I felt like the match could have been done better, personally, for me. And whoever the next contender is, please, for the love of God, make the match worth it. And get
Right.
Jade Cargo a run for her money and
Um,
dethrone her and God, I hate saying this because it takes me back to where Undertaker got his streak broken. But please, for anybody who's in line next to Jay Cargill and her streak, I'm done.
yeah. I think everybody's comparing her to the female Goldberg, and I'm just like, let me explain
Don't
something to
even
you
get me
all.
started with Goldberg,
Let
please.
me let me let me tell you all something. At
Mhm.
least one thing with Jay Cargill, she don't need an oxygen tank. Okay, okay,
and she
okay.
doesn't and she doesn't do suplexes that almost
Right,
caused Undertaker to fucking die
right, exactly. And of course, she
or get
don't. He
paralyzed, God forbid.
right, and he doesn't, and she don't need help in the back like he did. So therefore, you can't compare that.
No.
No, that is comparing a blind bat to something else. I don't. But I digress. Um. Anyway, yeah, the match was mid for me. It was
I
just
was
mid.
waiting for you to say that. Oh my god. I was gonna say, I was like, what are you gonna say? But I let him say it.
The match was mid. I'm sorry. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Right.
The moves were not as crisp as I would like it. Cargill retained the title, and she gets the title back that she never lost, and she just is undefeated. She's still undefeated.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of three top women that could take down Cargill. One of them is Ruby Soho. One of them is Athena,
Okay.
and the other one, and I want her to come back fully healthy and strong. Chris Statlander. Hmm.
I love Statlander. Oh my gosh, she needs to come back. I actually like those three picks, but Athena, she just recently turned heel, so I don't
Yeah,
know how that's gonna play out. But the
right. I
Ruby
don't know how that's
Soho,
gonna work, but
yeah,
Ruby
but
Soho,
Soho, oh yes, the
yes,
returning. Oh, I think
yes.
I like all three picks, but when it comes to me, I really think I would love either Ruby Soho because it would be fitting because she actually was facing Jade Cargill for the belt and she lost, and hell, even
Hmm.
Chris Statlander would be a legitimate threat to the title. So I'm either way for either one of them winning. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
I mean, even Tony Storm is another person.
oh yeah, I like
Uh,
Tony Storm.
she could be another person to dethrone Jay
Mm-hmm,
Cargill,
mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't have any issues with all three of them, either one of them winning the title.
I wouldn't mind it either. I actually like that list you just put showed to us. I actually don't mind it at all. I
No,
do. I wouldn't mind
I
it.
don't. No, I wouldn't mind it either.
I wouldn't mind it either.
I have no issues with it whatsoever.
Whoever be the person to dethrone her and end her undefeated streak will go down in history. It'll be in the history books, and that'll be there forever.
Right, exactly. It won't be an asterisk.
It'll be in stone or in ink, whatever you want to call it, or in the history books.
Exactly. Let's talk about this match, Christina, because this was. I'm gonna use your word. This was a banger. This was a banger. It was Luchasaurus taking on Jungle Boy in a cage. Now, let me tell you something. Let me just explain something to everyone in my audience. You know, when I was sitting there in the audience at Full Gear in Newark, and I looked up and I saw the cage being lowered to be the opening match, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to start with this. And I saw how the workers of AEW production were just putting this together and they were putting the cage together as it was lowered. And I said, I said, if Christina was next to me, I said, I would have whispered to Christine, we got a banger. No.
You probably would. Yeah.
We got a banger.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's
Agreed.
exactly what we got. The
Oh yeah.
match was fantastic. I had no issues with this match. Jungle Boy proved to be he can be a solo act and more. He want let me tell you something. That match was so good. I wanted more. I wanted another 15 minutes with them in the ring because this was just absolutely fantastic. This
Mm-hmm.
was great. The crowd loved it. I loved it. It was fantastic. I threw roses at it. It was as I wanted an encore. Christina, what did you make of the match?
For the steel cage match to start the show, excellent move. First of all, second of all, to see how Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were going at it, and of course you also have the X Factor Christian Cage outside, and to see them go at it, I'm like, holy crap, this is gonna be a freaking banger, and it was. Let me tell you, and I saw how Jungle Boy started bleeding. I'm like, oh shit, here we go, and then there was a part in the match when Christian Cage tried to get involved, and he got ejected. Bye.
Yeah,
And then what really the match was so good. I actually thought like the Source was gonna win. They thought Jungle Boy was gonna win. It was crazy. It was crazy. But what Jungle Boy did towards the end, oh, I can't put it into words. It was that freaking good. And to see him come out victorious, that really made me so happy. And for him to come out come out of the cage and embrace his mom and his sister, and God rest his soul, his dad Luke Perry's watching him. It
Right.
was a heartwarming moment for me. It was a heartwarming moment for me to see Jungle Boy really take Luchasaurus down and literally just end it with a bang, and I loved it. It was a great match. It was a fantastic match. It was
It
great.
was great. It was great. I again, like I said, I had no issues with it. I thought the match was great.
Hmm.
The chemistry in the ring was great. The
Hmm.
nuances was great. The feud was great.
Hmm.
The whole thing, the way they interwoven and they kept it moving. And the thing about the feud that I like is they didn't shove it down your throat.
Oh
They
no,
didn't rush it. They didn't.
no, it was
They.
perfect.
It was
It was
perfect.
it was
It was
perfect.
it was perfect the way they did this feud. And
And
I had.
for you to get to see it live, oh, that makes it 10 times better.
Oh man, I tell you, Christina, it was like, man, I don't want to. If somebody would have offered me a cherry sundae, I would have thrown it away because I would have just said, I don't want that. I want this moment. I
I
want this
want that.
moment.
I want to see this again.
Right, I want this moment, and I
Yes.
just souped it all up, Christina. It was great.
And
It
that
was.
match, the right match started off with a banger. The right event started off with a banger, and it did. I was like, "Yep, I'm good. I loved it. Let's go." I loved it. It was really,
Yeah,
it was great.
was really great. The steel
Hmm.
cage match was
Hmm.
great. I
Hmm.
loved it.
Me too.
Let's talk about this. Now, this was another good match. This was great. I loved it. It was the return of Saraya.
Hmm.
Saraya took on Dr. Britt Baker. Hold on one second,
Oh
Christina.
God,
You
I'm
don't
gonna.
know.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
you know this is the rule on my show. It is
Yes,
Doctor. It is Dr. Britt Baker. DMD.
I already know. Even my brother does
DMD.
it. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Uh, Sherry's favorite part of the show because she don't like when I do it when I bring her on the show. When I say Cherry, it's a must. You have to do it every time we talk about her. It is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Yeah, I hear.
And she took on Saraya. And let me tell you something. The match was great. You know something about this match that I love? I love the way Brett Baker protected Saraya. I love the way she didn't injure her, the way they moved together in the ring. She didn't hurt her or anything like that. She put moves on her that she can sell. And I absolutely love the way she did it. It was like a mama bear taking good care of a sensitive cub.
Hmm.
And it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. I had no issues with it whatsoever. The match was great. The nuances were great. The moves were great. Everything was fantastic. Saraya came back on top, which rightfully so. Right decision, and it was great. Christina, what did you make of the match?
To see Soraya come back after 5 years, oh my god! I was saying to myself, okay, I was worried because of her neck. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to when you have neck problems and neck surgery or not, you have to be concerned. And what made it even more special for me is that her brother was there cheering her on for her to do after Dr. Britt Baker. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I saw how Britt Baker was trying to go after the neck like early in the match, but when it came to like to the duration of it, it was good. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like there were points where Saraya missed off of it. I feel like, but in all in all, it was a good match, and I felt like I had a feeling like is not the Britt Baker gonna win this match? I hope not. But then when I saw Saraya defeat her, I was like, okay, that's the way to start. That's the way to do a comeback after 5 years of not being in the ring. And I give my hats off to both women for putting on a good match, and I feel like this is gonna be like a good kickstart to her wrestling career, or like a good comeback of her wrestling career.
Right.
And And her promos lately have been good, but there were also times where she was like, how can I say this? Like, criticized to an extent, and she did say it was all me. But the last promo she did before Full Gear, it was emotional, it was raw, and it was
Right.
straight from the heart. And I said, okay, this is going to be a good one. So I am happy Saraya won, and the right winner was chosen. I mean, it wouldn't have been fair if Dr. Britt Baker would have won the match because that would have been
Right.
stupid. So I'm
Right.
glad Saraya won, and they made the right call. And if the rivalry does continue, I don't think it will, but we'll see. We'll see from there. But I'm happy Saraya won. So that's my assessment.
Yeah, I agree with the entire assessment. I love the match. The match was great.
Hmm.
The match was fun.
Hmm.
And I like to see Saraya return. She's another person too that could take that TBS championship off of Jay Cargill. She's another.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that would
she's
be
another.
interesting.
Yeah, she'd be another good one.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be real interesting, and I would book that, and I would say, take my money, please.
Hmm.
Um, maybe that is something that they would consider at Revolution.
Maybe
Oh,
it could happen in Revolution, or it could happen like a little further down the road at Double or Nothing.
something like that.
So
Yeah,
it could happen like that. Maybe I'm just saying, but if they're gonna do another Forbidden Door like they did this past year, if they are, I'm not saying they are, but what if they were to do that to a certain degree? I don't know, but it could do it by either Revolution or maybe by the latest Double or Nothing. Could
right,
be around that time frame. I'm just saying
right.
around those pay-per-view events. But I wouldn't mind it. But let's just see. But we'll see. We also have the other contenders that we spoke about a little while ago. When it
Right,
comes
no,
to
yeah,
Dina, Chris
the,
Statlander, and Ruby Soho.
yeah, we have a lot of ladies that are out there that would cram and love to be the TBS championship,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what develops.
Oh yeah. We have a long way to go, so
Yeah,
we'll see what goes down.
just to let everybody know, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Revolution, Revolution next March is coming to San Francisco, California for the first time ever. AEW is
Ooh.
making its San Francisco debut. They are going to be at the Chase Center for Revolution on Sunday, March the 5th, and tickets will go on sale next weekend on December the 9th. And I think
Mm.
those tickets will not last long.
They're sold
Also,
out.
yep. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the AEW will be making their debut. Dynamite will be making their debut, and Rampage will be making their debut in the Cow Palace in San Francisco on March
Damn.
March 1st and 2nd.
Oh,
So
they got a good weekend going.
so there's gonna be a full weekend of wrestling action in San Francisco in the month of March for AEW as they make their debut in the historic Cow Palace and the Chase Center. So it's gonna be great. I
Oh,
can't
that's
wait.
gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
That's gonna
great.
be freaking good. I can't wait to see what's gonna go down.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening for AEW. They're gonna be making their debut in Lexington, Kentucky,
Hmm.
Arizona, El Paso,
Ooh.
Texas.
Oh, I want all
Um,
that.
yeah, they are going all over the market.
And
Yeah.
I heard they're gonna go across the pond to London next year.
Yes, yes, they are.
Oh, that's
Not,
gonna be
I,
lit.
I think that it's gonna happen next July.
Oh,
As
by
a
the
matter of
summertime. About the
yes,
summertime. Okay.
yeah, yeah. The
Well, when
Wim,
that happens, yeah.
the Wembley Arena will host AEW Dynamite. From what I understand, they are
Oh,
looking. They are talking to the Wembley folks, and I believe they're getting close to a deal. So
oh
that is
snap.
a 20,000 seat stadium. So can you imagine 20,000 Londoners screaming AEW, AEW?
Oh
Oh
my
my
God. I can't even
gosh.
I think people across the world will go to London just to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be historic.
That's
It's
gonna
going
be
to be
great. That's gonna be a
historic.
story for them because they've been on since they have been on TV a little over 3 years now. And for them
Yes.
to make an impact like that across the pond in London, yeah, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be lit.
And let me tell you something else. Next year there's gonna be some great stuff happening with wrestling organizations. Next January, ladies and gentlemen, on January the 23rd, 2023, Monday Night Raw turns 30.
Yes, Raw is 30. Yep. And it's
Raw is 30.
yep.
Raw turns 30 years old next January.
Oh my
So there's gonna be some huge celebrations going
god.
on. There's gonna be some major milestones taking place next year in the wrestling. And if you are not excited about none of these things, I'm sorry, you just can't be a wrestling fan.
You're missing
You
out.
just you're missing out
You're missing
because
out for
there's gonna be some history made,
for Raw
and it's gonna be
for,
great. I
for
can't wait for
Raw to be 30,
2023.
for Raw to
Yeah,
be 30 years old. Oh god, I feel old.
I
I
know.
feel
I mean, I grew up on Monday Night Raw. I
me too.
mean,
My
I
brother and I
on the
did.
days that I used to go live in the Manhattan Center, where it was born.
Oh my
Every
god.
Monday night I went to 18 different Raws in that building.
What? Get
And
out of here. That's great.
yeah, I mean, I stood in the cold weather to get online to get inside.
Oh, bless you, sir.
Um,
I couldn't. Wow. That
I mean, it's like, I mean, I shook Vince McMahon's hand through the limousine. I mean, I had moments like that.
oh hell no. Are you kidding me? Oh my
No, my
god.
God, yeah. And Vince McMahon, I remember the time I shook his hand in the limousine, he told me, he said, "You're in for a good show, kid." And that's what he told me. That's
Oh, he wasn't
exact.
wrong.
He
I
wasn't
mean, that
wrong.
Mr. Man back in the day, okay, I can understand. But damn, for him to say that to you, oh, that is a moment. That is a
Yeah,
moment.
I will never forget that. Those are moments that you just never forget.
As
You
wrestling
just,
fans,
you
no, you
fans,
can't forget that.
you really
Sorry.
can't forget that.
Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely
It was
not.
great. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that moment. I enjoyed Raw. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, from the good, the bad, and the ugly, I went through Monday Night Raw. I mean, of what it's evolved to now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boy, jeez,
What a journey. What a
what a
journey.
journey! What a journey!
And it's
And
not over yet. It's gonna keep
no,
going.
no, it's just gonna keep growing, and it's gonna keep going, and it's gonna keep showing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
So it's gonna be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Raw is going to be 30 next year, ladies and gentlemen, and you should not miss that telecast because they're going to take you down a trip memory lane.
Oh God, that's
Uh,
gonna make me feel like a kid again. Gonna make me go
oh,
back to being like 10 years old again. 10, 9, 10
I'm,
years old again.
I mean, the sold out crowd in Philadelphia is going to enjoy a nostalgia night that they will never forget.
I wouldn't be
Uh,
surprised if they brought back people who were part of my night. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either. I'm sure the guest list will be long. I'm
It
sure
will.
the people that are coming on stage will surprise you after
Yes.
30 years.
Oh,
I mean, we lost so many people over the
oh
30
yeah.
years. I
Yes,
mean,
sure. Oh
Howard
my God.
Finkel,
Yeah,
he would have loved to have been at Raw 30.
Howard
He,
Finkel, he's a legend. He's a
yeah,
legend of
he
Raw.
was a legend. I mean, Gorilla Monsoon,
Uh-huh.
Bobby Heenan.
Yes.
They were all part of Raw. Macho
Phyllis was
Man,
a Macho
Savage,
Man. Yeah, you
yeah,
got that.
Macho Man. I mean,
Ugh.
they were all part of Raw.
Even like
Uh,
and God rest her soul, China too. Oh my God.
China, yeah, they were all part of Raw 30. I mean, I mean, the memories. It's just
Eh, yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like going back. I feel like going
Yeah,
back to those episodes. Can we go back to being kids when it was like so simple?
yeah. I know this is an AEW show, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, but we got lost in nostalgia, and I'm just like. I apologize, but we're two wrestling fans that just love nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let's go back and talk about this next match here. Sting and Darby Allin versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Now, some people told me that Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal should have won this match. I don't. I disagree. I disagree.
Who said
I
that?
dis. A lot of people on the internet, they said that
Oh,
they should have went over. I don't think so. That's not the correct thing to do. Sting and Darby Allin won the match, and I had no issues with the match whatsoever.
me either.
Sanjay Dutt, he
Oh
interfered
God.
in he
Oh,
interfered
that's
in the
another
match,
dude I want to add because he's so annoying.
and then then they had Ranjan Singh or whatever his name is, and
I never remember his name. I just know
uh,
I know his name is Singh. That's it.
yeah, and he interfered in the match. I mean, this was just, it was like Great Khali 2.0. Here he comes in the
Thank you.
ring.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally
you
just gonna say
know,
that. Thank you.
and he's green as goose shit. I mean, and anyway, I digress. Anyway, I digress. Um, I just here's the thing with me. Here's the thing with me. I just feel that um Jay Lethal needs to get away from Sanjay Dutt and Singh. And he
He
needs
needs
to
to go
get
on
away
his
from those.
own. He needs to go
Right,
on
he
his
needs to go on
own.
his own. But let me tell you something. If you're not a fan of Sting, I don't know what kind of wrestling fan are you, because Sting just goes out there and he wrestles like he's 22, and then he comes on the stage the next day like nothing happened. Dude, you went through a table. How do you feel?
Went to a table, yeah, and then like you just get back up the next day. I'm like, hello, you good now?
I just don't get how. I mean, it's like, how do you do that?
What are you taking, sir?
Yeah, I want to know what you take. I want to know what you take because I want it.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I
I hear
want it. I want what you have. Anyway, the match was great. I had no issues with the match.
you. Mm-hmm.
What did you think of it, Christina?
I had no issues with the match either. I mean, the match was great. I'm not gonna lie. And also, every time I see Sting in the match, Sting in the match with Darby, I'm like, oh no, shit's gonna go down. And I was right because every time Sting goes out there with Darby Allin, he literally puts his body on the line. I don't care how old he is. He's like 62, 63 years old. He still go out there and take bumps like it's nothing. And then the whole thing with Darby Allin, I mean, Darby Allin's crazy. And I like Darby Allin to an extent where he's so crazy to where he always goes running towards the rope and literally shoots his body up to bring his opponents down, which I love
Right.
that too. But yeah, Jay Lethal needs to like break away from those two because I'm just sick. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of Sunday Dunn and I'm sick of Great Khali 2.0. That's what I'm saying. But the match was great. I loved it from beginning to end, and they made the right call when Sting and Darby Allin won, and also Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, really? I mean, no offense to Jeff Jarrett, but why the hell are you doing in the ring and again? Okay, what the hell are you doing in the ring? And to do the thing with the guitar. Oh, you always know Jeff Jarrett had to do the thing with his guitar and stuff.
Right, exactly.
But it was still a great match regardless, and I'm glad Sting and Darby Allin won. I think that should close the chapter on our rivalry and move on. So,
I agree with you. I agree with the assessment. I
mhm.
I mean, it's just I just think that he needs to break away from those two because they're just dragging him down like an albatross.
They're just bringing him down, man. Jay Leto's so much better on his own. I mean, Sanjay, they're just like literally like extra baggage.
Yes.
They're like literally extra baggage. You have Sanjay Dutt,
Yes.
who is so effing annoying, and you have Singh Kali 2.0. No, no, they need to go. They need to go. Get out.
Yeah.
Let Jay Lethal be on his own. Them two go. Goodbye. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, run. I mean, Satnam. That's his name. Satnam Singh.
Oh,
Satnam
okay.
Singh. Satnam Singh and Dutt. They need to get away from Jay Lethal.
They need to go. Whoop. Bye.
Because
That's it.
because what value does Satnam Singh do? He don't do nothing. All he does is choke slam you, headbutt you. That's nothing. That's not impressive.
Oh my god, as tall as yeah, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started because yeah, literally these great Kali 2.0. Like I said, JD don't needs to break away from them and keep it moving. Next, that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. That's what exactly what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Again, like I said, the match was great. I had no issues with the match. I
Mhm.
thought the nuances of the match was great. I thought that the moves were okay. Everything in the match worked.
It was a great match. It was a really good match.
It was good for what it was.
Agreed.
It was great.
Agreed.
Um, Here's something that really was shocking to me, but I knew it was coming. It was the All Elite Tag Team Championship match. This was Swerve and Our Glory taking on the Acclaim.
Oh yes.
Now, now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. You needed to be in the arena to experience this. I was sitting there, and everybody in that place was like, "Scissor me, daddy, scissor me." And I was just like, "I don't scissor strangers. I'm not gonna get a beat down here tonight in this arena. So you need to scissor yourself out of here." But anyway, I digress. Anyway, I digress. Um, but the match was great. I love the way Swerve and Keith Lee separated. I thought that was okay. The match was okay. Um, the Acclaim is so over. They are the overest tag team I have ever seen. They are over. The crowd loved it. They loved the scissor me. They loved the rap. They loved the rhymes. They loved everything about the thing. I had no issues with none of it. I had no issues with none of it. The match was great, and the right team won. So again, like I said before, grade A stuff. I loved it. Christina, what did you make of the match?
I love the match. I just straight up say it. I freaking love the match, and I also love the fact that the tension between Swerving Keith Lee has been developing for weeks, and to
Mhm.
finally culminate at Full Gear with the
Mhm.
turn, that's it.
Mhm.
It was the icing on the cake, and I like the fact when Billy Gunn, aka Daddy Ass, came out. But good thing, like he didn't like what you call it. He didn't like cost them the match anyway because they stopped him.
Right.
And what happened was is that when Swerve slapped Keith Lee, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
bad move on your part. And then
Right.
when Keith Lee took up, I think it was Max Caster or Anthony Bowens. I don't know which one. I think it was Anthony Bowens. I think I don't know. I don't remember. But
Mm.
he's like, "That's it. I'm done. Good luck on your own." And for the Acclaim to take advantage and pick up the victory, yeah, that match was great from beginning to end. I loved it. The right team won, and Swerving Our Glories is done. And what's interesting is that we're gonna hear from them tomorrow night on Rampage as well. So we'll see
Right.
how that's gonna go down. But that's gonna culminate to what happened at Full Gear. So we're gonna see how that plays out tomorrow night. But when it comes to the match, I loved it. The Acclaim won, and I love the Acclaim. They got me as a fan now. I said to myself, I want to get me one of their shirts. I want to get me the Christmas sweater they have.
Yes.
When they said "Scissor Me, Daddy," I'm like, yeah, they're over. They are so over, and I love
Yeah,
them.
that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's a market green for a marketeer. This was
It's great
great.
marketing. Let me tell you, it's great marketing.
Yeah.
It
Joe
is.
Foe in the ring. How are you? Nice to meet you. Hit that like button. Long time no see, my friend. Mitch Kowski is in the chat. Great show. Thank you very much, Mitch. Thank you very much. Mitch is one of the founding fathers of the Hardcore Sports Network.
You go,
Um,
Mitch.
yep, Mitch is one of the founding fathers, and I love Mitch and I have been friends for nearly 9 years.
Nice.
And he invited me to come to the Hardcore Sports Network, and I greatly appreciate it. Him and his staff have turned my show up to the 2 point level, and I am in greatly appreciated of it. Um, so you do, man. Great job. Oh, thank you very much, Joe Fo in the ring. He says, great job, you and Christina. Well, thank you very much. We
Oh,
appreciate.
thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
good. Christina is killing it tonight, and I absolutely love her. I love her knowledge. I love the way she brings everything to the table. And this is why she is here. And she will be back for an encore presentation on December the 22nd. So please look out for that.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. And she is great. Yes, she is. She is great. Yes. Thank you very much, Joe, for in the ring. I greatly appreciate it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, you are watching the Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole. That's the new name. Don't get it twisted. It is Earl. It is the Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole here in the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports Fun. Follow them on Instagram at Hardcore Sports, and of course, subscribe to their YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Also, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to Christina on YouTube. She's absolutely fabulous. She deserves all the love and the subs, and she will bring you content that will, well, it'll bring you to new light if if your mind is plugged up. But anyway, I digress.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's continue. Yeah, so anyway, the Swerve in Our Glory match was great. I had no issues with it. Great match, fun match.
Hmm.
The acclaim is over as heck. The
Oh yeah,
crowd loved it.
I love you.
They just souped up everything the crowd gave to them. Um, so let's talk about this next match, Christina.
Okay.
It was the Ring of Honor championship match. It was Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. The match was great.
Oh, I love that match.
Jericho, let me tell you something about Jericho. Jericho is one of those nasty, dirty heels,
Oh
and he will
yes.
do whatever's necessary. He will even kick you in the beans and the franks just to keep his title.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
And this match was great. I had no issues with it whatsoever. I love the way Sammy Guevara turned on Jericho. And I had thought at this point in the match where he turned on Jericho that he was going to win the title.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I thought. That's what
Uh-huh.
I thought
Yeah.
in my head. I said, "Oh, is this the road that they're going to travel on? Is he going to break away from the Jericho Appreciation Society and walk away with the title, and then there's dissension in the group? Is that
Mhm.
what we're going to get?" We didn't get that. We
No,
didn't
we
get that.
didn't.
We didn't get that. I was disappointed about that. But other than that, the match was great. Jericho Jericho wins the match and marches forward.
Hmm. And what I also like to add as well is that I'm actually glad you brought that out because it kind of took me back to where Daniel, when there was like some sort of dissension when it comes to the Jericho Appreciation Society. I thought Daniel Garcia was gonna turn on them. That didn't happen, and that was before Full Gear. I was like, really? Okay. But anyway, when it comes to the match, I loved it. And I actually thought that Sammy was gonna turn on Jericho as well. Like, oh snap, is he gonna win? Or is it going to be Claudio Castagnoli or Brian Danielson? Because those three competitors had odds into winning, and I said, okay, who's going to win? We don't know. But when I saw that Chris Jericho literally got the upper hand and retained, I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Oh God! And I saw how when Sammy Guevara did those moves with the cutter and all that, I'm like, okay, you still got me on that. I don't like you, but you still got me. But when I saw that, I think Claudio also did the swings. I love when he does the swing. I love it so much. It's so freaking good. Anyway, when I saw that Chris Jericho and Sammy was like literally going at it with each other, I was like, oh shit, here we go, here we go. I was actually rooting for Danielson or Claudio to win. And maybe a tad bit Sammy, but anyway, when I saw that Chris Jericho retain, I was like, okay, he's still the Ring of Honor champion. And now, speaking of that, the final battle's coming up between Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Jericho. And if Chris
Mhm.
Jericho wins, Claudio has no choice but to join the JAS. I don't want that to happen. I pray to God that Claudio wins at Final Battle on December 10th. I pray that he wins. But when it comes to the match, I loved it. It was great. I understand they want to have Chris Jericho be like a Ring of Honor champion, but you in order to be a Ring of Honor champion, you have to show honor and respect and whatnot. He hasn't done that. So I'm like, when is he gonna get dethroned? Can it happen now, please? That's what I'm saying. But the match was great from beginning to end. That's my assessment.
Yeah, again, like I said, I agree with your assessment. Jericho winning the match by any means necessary. He wanted to retain the title, and he did.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
I have no issues with it. I'm sure a lot of people would have issues with. I don't have any issues with it.
I mean,
J-
the only thing I'm really worried about is that the upcoming match at Final Battle, when it comes to Claudio and Jericho, at that event, I really don't want Claudio to lose and join them. That's gonna be weird. I don't want to see that happen.
Right, right,
So, if anything, if they want to end the year with a bang, personally for me, I think you should have Claudio win the Ring of Honor World Title at
right,
Final Battle. So we'll
right,
see. We'll see.
right. Um, Again, like I said before, I agree with your assessment, and like I said, the final battle is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
With him and Jericho, and like you said, I agree with you. I don't want to see. I do not want to see him joining the Jericho
Oh
team. I don't want to see
no,
that.
I don't want to see that either.
I don't
Please.
want to see that. I think the best route to go is have Jericho drop the strap and give it right back to Claudio Castagnoli where he belongs, and that is my prediction.
Oh yes, please. Let it be a good prediction, please. Let that come
Yeah,
true, please.
exactly. I'm gonna cross my eyes, my toes, my eye, and everything
I'll
else.
cross my fingers too for us.
Well,
That is Lord.
so it was great.
Mhm.
So let's talk about this match. This was absolutely a banger. The All Elite Wrestling's Trios Championship match. The Elite took on Death Triangle. Now let me tell you something, folks. This was the first of 7 series in this match.
Mhm.
This I had no idea this was going to be the best of 7. But but thank God for Tony Khan. He saw potential and he ran with it. Let me tell you something. This match was the stoke that lit the fire fuse of bangers. I
Mhm.
mean, this was absolutely a barn burner.
Mhm.
This was woolly, wild, and all over the place. And let me tell you something. The crowd was nearly off their seats. This match was great.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Great stuff. Gold. GOLD. Take my money, please. This was absolutely a banger.
Mhm. Agreed.
Um. This was. I mean, the nuances in the match, the spots. I mean, there was one time that I was sitting here watching it live in the arena. I was just lost by some of the spots. I couldn't even count how many spots there were. I couldn't even call half the spots there were in the match. I mean, I mean, this match had flips and kicks and new tricks and hunakararas
It was
and
all over the place.
yeah, it was like a fiesta buffet. It was like you're getting a taco, you're getting a drink, you're getting the. I mean, it just
You
was.
get everything
Yeah,
thrown in one.
yeah, exactly. It was like in a blender. It was just ridiculous. Just too. Christina, what did you make of this match?
Okay, first of all, to hear that the elite was coming back, I said, "Holy
Yes,
crap!" And then to see them actually return, yeah,
right,
yeah, okay, okay. I said, okay, this is gonna be a freaking banger, and it was. Everything that happened from beginning to end, oh my god, it was just like I couldn't keep up. Even watching at home, I couldn't keep up. I'm like, if you blink, you miss it.
right,
So long story short, when it came to the match, oh my god, I freaking loved it. But one thing that really got to me, I was like, the hammer. That hammer.
yes,
The hammer. That was the turning point of the match. The hammer. Ever since Punk did that to Orange Cassidy a lot too long ago, when it came to the All Atlantic Championship, he's been using that to let have the Lucha Brothers do the same thing. And you know, Ray Phoenix was very hesitant to do it,
right,
very. And then he had no choice. and to use it and to help them win the match, I'm like, oh, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And by the way, the match was fantastic. It was so many spots you couldn't keep up with, but that was the one thing. That was the one thing that got them to win was using the hammer. And Ray Phoenix was very hesitant. Even I think Penta was hesitant as well. But Pac insisted. You have to do whatever it takes to win. And unfortunately, he gave in that night, and they came up with the win. And then now with the whole best of seven series now, it's gonna come like full circle towards the ending of the last match, towards the last match in particular to conclude the best of seven series. So who's gonna come out with the titles at the end of the best of seven series is anybody's ball game. Is anybody's ball game. It could be the Elite, it could be Death Triangle, I don't know. But the match itself, it was freaking great. From beginning to end, it was wow. I can't explain.
Yeah, I mean, even at the end of the match, when he used the hammer, Ray Phoenix did on Kenny Omega, and he
Yes.
rolled up Kenny Omega for the win. I
Yeah,
mean, this was he was conflicted.
he was.
He was
He was
conflicted
conflicted.
because he did not want to do it like that. He didn't want to do
He didn't
dirty.
want to. He didn't want to play dirty, but Pac insisted.
Right.
That was the thing. There, Pac keeps
Pac was
insisting
like,
them.
you gotta play dirty, and no, you don't. You should
No,
have
you
won the
don't.
one.
No, you don't. I mean, I have nothing against Ray Phoenix at all. He was right. He felt like he was conflicted, but I felt like it shouldn't have to go down like that. I'm glad they
No, it
won.
should. Yeah,
I'm
I'm glad
glad
that
they
they
won.
won.
I'm
I'm
glad they
glad
won.
that they won. I'm glad that they won. But again, like I said before, the asterisk that's gonna hang around their neck is you didn't win clean.
No,
You used you
the
used a
hammer.
weapon. You
Use the
used a
hammer.
weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Use the hammer. It
And
speaks for
like
itself.
and to revert back to what happened last night in the match, I mean they did win clean. There was no hammer
The
used.
elite won clean,
Clean,
and
the only
that speaks in itself. The elite won clean.
right. They didn't use cheating tactics.
They didn't use no cheating
They
tactics. They
no
didn't use no weapons. Nothing like that.
no. They outsmarted
They
the
outsmarted them.
Death Triangle. They
Yeah,
outsmarted them
yeah,
in the wrestling.
and I wonder what's gonna go down when they really do conclude the best of seven series. That's what I'm concerned about because they're gonna have Death Triangle turn heel. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know how this is
I
gonna
personally
work.
don't think they should turn heel. Well, Pac is originally the heel in the faction, but I don't think Death Triangle. I don't think Phoenix and Penta should turn heel. I
No.
love them as a team. I love them as a face team. Pac is
Yeah.
literally the only heel in that team. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know what's gonna go down, but we'll see.
So um so like I said before, the match was great. It was a banger. I enjoyed sitting in the audience, and I enjoyed being there, and everything else in between. They gave you everything, and you wanted more. Let me tell you.
Mhm.
Um, so let's talk about this next match. Uh, it was the All Elite Women's Championship match. It was Tony Storm taking Jamie Hayter. The match was fantastic. Britt Baker in the end interfering in the match. Uh, Tony Storm whipped into her. The turnbuckle came off. She was exposed to the turnbuckle. She got the poison pen, which was the exposed turnbuckle, and she coughed up the now the women's champion. No more interim.
Nope.
Apparently Thunder Rosa has to have multiple surgeries. So therefore Thunder Rosa is no longer the AEW Women's Championship. It's going to be a long time before she returns to the ring. So Tony Khan had no choice, and Thunder Rosa agreed with what Tony Khan was saying. We can't have you out for this many months and you not defending the title. So they had no choice but to strip her of the title, which was the right decision by Tony Khan because business wise, it won't look good on him to have the women's title off television and off of pay-per-view.
Mhm.
So I thought that this was a right business decision by Tony Khan. I had no issues with it whatsoever. And Jamie Hayter wins the championship, and she becomes the new AEW Women's Title. And Tony Storm's reign as AEW will count in the record books as her being a champion, which is another good decision by Tony Khan to do that.
Mhm.
So, Christina, what did you make of the match?
I mean, the match was good. I'm not gonna lie. Jamie Hayter brought it, and I was really surprised that they actually gave her the belt. So I was really surprised in itself. I thought Tony Storm was gonna win, but the it factor was Britt Baker coming out and did the curb stomp with the belt on the floor. That was
Yeah,
the it factor right there, and also with the exposed turnbuckle. I mean, literally the crowd was siding with Jamie Hayter, as you could tell,
right.
because they were cheering, and after she did her finisher, she did the 1, 2, 3, and the crowd went crazy. And I was like, "Holy shit! They really gave it to her. They really gave Jamie Hayter the belt." And I'm glad you brought up the whole stripping of Thunder Rosa's title. In a way, I felt that Thunder Rosa should have came out and relinquished the belt personally and camera and everything. And I felt like for her not being present and to no choice but to relinquish the belt, I understand she's injured, but I felt personally for me she should have came out and relinquished it personally, like in front of in front of the fans and all that, fairly. But in regards to that, now that Jamie Hayter is the official AEW Women's Champion, they're gonna have Tony Storm in the record books as women's champion, no more interim, which I find that's fair. That's fair in my eyes. But I figured that they should have had Thunder Rosa like maybe come on screen and whatnot, saying, "Oh, I cannot be able to blah 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 defend my title, so I have no choice but to relinquish the belt." I feel like they should have done that. That's my personal assessment on that. But when it comes to Jamie Hayter being the new champion, I thought they weren't gonna pull the trigger on that, and they did. But I advise you gotta keep your eye on Britt Baker because she can probably turn on Jamie Hayter and probably go after for the belt. That's my take on that.
Um, yeah, I agree with the assessment. Um, this was great.
Hmm.
This was fantastic. This was Jamie Hayter went over with
Hmm.
the audience.
Oh my
She
god,
did.
she went over. The crowd went crazy. I'm like, holy snap, she won! Holy
I
snap,
thought it
she
was
freaking
great.
won! Hmm. I
Uh,
originally thought Tony Storm was gonna retain, but to see they pulled the trigger and have Jamie Hayter win, it's like, oh snap, this is gonna be some crazy. This is gonna be something good because you gotta be careful. Sorry, Dr. Britt Baker. You know her. She always wanted to have the spotlight. She could have the opportunity to probably betray Jamie Hayter and challenge her for the belt.
right.
So I think that could happen down the road. I'm not saying it's gonna happen really quickly, but it could happen down the road.
I agree.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, the match again, like I said, the match was great. Great chemistry in the
That
ring.
was great. It was good. Tony Storm and Jamie had great chemistry. Not gonna lie.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. This was the main event of Full Gear.
Oh shit, here we go.
Then we're gonna go to the pre-show matches. But before we do that, let's talk about the main event.
Okie dokie.
The main event was for the AEW Championship.
Hmm.
It was John Moxley defending against that nasty slug
Oh my
of a
god.
person, MJF. Mm, the match was great. Bryce Winsberg got wiped out in the match.
Hmm.
We had chaos.
Oh yeah.
Another ref, another referee came in the ring and he was wiped out.
Hmm.
We had flips, kicks, all kinds of tricks for
Yep.
you in the ring.
Oh yeah.
The crowd knew that the change was coming.
Hmm.
And man, when Regal came down the ramp, I said, yep, this is the time that I get out of my chair and hit the exit because this is the ending of the night. Regal then takes the brass nut from his pocket, throws it in the ring, unbeknownst to the referee who was down, the original referee who was wiped out,
Uh-huh.
saw nothing. MJF hits Moxley upside the head with the nut, with the brass knuckles, and well, Moxley was out for the night. He was counting the lights and how many things that they screwed up in the light. That was the end of Mr. Moxley. The referee wakes up, referee
Hmm.
gets up,
Hmm.
and he counts one, two, three. The audience went bananas.
Hmm.
Christina, what did you make of the match?
Okay, first of all, I had a feeling MJF was gonna win the match because of all the whole promos and everything. I had a feeling he was gonna win the match, but I didn't think he was gonna win in that matter. As a matter of fact, my older brother said he kind of called it when William Regal came out and gave him the brass knuck. I was like, "Oh snap! Here we go!" And let me tell you, that was the it factor right there. When Regal came out and he like could they confront a little bit, whatnot, but then to see him sneakily like make sure the referee is out and they gave him the brass knuckles, I'm like, oh snap, here we go. So let me tell you, that was freaking crazy. And the match itself was really good. It was really good. I guess it was like a back and forth thing when it came to like MJF and Moxley. And ever since the whole brass knuckle thing, when MJF used it to knock John Moxley out, Moxley is out for blood. He is out for blood when it comes to William Regal. But I think MJF did him a favor. I'm not saying it was a good favor, but the way that it went down in full gear, oh, I knew MJF was gonna win, but I didn't think it was gonna go down the way it did. And to hear the crowd roar and cheer, seeing he win, oh yeah. MJF is the AEW World Champion, and we don't know how his title reign is gonna be. It could be long, it could be short, or in between. I don't know, but that ending was crazy. It was crazy. The match was great, but the ending was crazy. So all I can say is that MJF came out as a champion with help from William Regal, and it really culminated the story to how William Regal and MJF happened. But then to see what happened last night on Dynamite, yeah, that was bad too. But all I can say is the match was great. MJF was the champion. I kind of knew who was gonna win, but the way it went down towards the end, I didn't expect it. So the match was crazy in itself.
You know, everybody that I listened to on podcasts and everything else, they said that William Weasel was going to screw MJF. I mean, Moxley, and it came true.
It happened. It happened. Because when you look at it, when you look back at it, you see the whole tension brewing between MJF and William Regal. You kind of thinking like, is it really all a plan? It kind of was. It really was kind of like a plan to get the crowd thinking, "Holy shit, is he really gonna turn? Is he really gonna really gonna align himself with MJF?" And boom, it did. It happened. And then fast forward, it happened Dynamite last night. Look what happened. I'm
Look what
telling you.
happens when you dance with the devil.
Yeah, you get hurt. You dance with the devil, you pay the price. Sorry.
Let me tell you something. I don't respect MJF for what he did. I'm sorry. Kayfabe, I don't care what you call it, kayfabe, whatever, whatever. I don't respect him for what he did last night. He went there and exploited William Regal, knowing that he had all these medical conditions,
Hmm.
and he used it to his advantage as a dirty person.
Oh my god! And not only that, to attack him from behind with the brass knucks. That I didn't expect coming. I mean, I kind of expected him maybe betraying him like a little down the line, but not right away. Not right away. That was crazy.
And let me tell you something. If I was Tony Khan and if I was AEW management, I would suspend him.
we're gonna see what happens because now that that really went down, I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen next week at AEW Dynamite. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
If there's going to be any repercussions or what's going to go down,
No.
are they going to give us an update on Will Regal's condition? Because ever since that happened last night, Twitter has exploded to the fact where they have a report saying that Regal could be WWE bound. I'm like, are you kidding me? Is it really going to happen? I'll believe when I see it. But if it's true, I'm like, okay. Because remember, last week at War Games, Triple H tweeted about William Regal saying War Games. So that kind of
Well,
speculated that a bit too. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know what's gonna happen next week on Dynamite, but it's gonna be freaking crazy. I don't know what's gonna go down.
I just the whole thing was just ridiculous last night. It was just ridiculous. But anyway, the match was great.
Oh yeah.
The match was fantastic. I had no issues with it. MJF becomes the new champion. He revealed last night on Dynamite that ugly belt. That thing was ugly. I'm sorry. It just ugh.
Yeah, you're
It,
not a fan.
no,
You're not a fan, but
no.
I guarantee you there are many other fans who will buy that belt. I'm not gonna lie. The
We can
reason
go ahead and parade around with that stain title.
I'm
That,
not buying the belt though. That's not. I'm not paying $500 for it. Sorry.
no. Uh-uh.
No.
Uh-uh.
No.
That's not an AEW belt.
Oh
And then,
no.
anyway, I digress. The main event was great. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Okay, we are heading down the road to the end of the full gear, but before we end, let's talk about these pre-show matches.
Okay.
So,
Okie
um,
dokie.
yeah, so let's talk about this one for a second here.
Mhm.
Eddie Kingston took on June Akimata.
Oh,
Oh, let me tell you, the match was great.
that match was good. That match was
That
good.
match was good.
That match was good. That match was literally 20 years in the making. Good.
It was so good.
It
I
was so
wanted
good.
more.
I'm not gonna
And
lie. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing them let them fight. I wouldn't like let them fight forever.
let me tell you something. This match was absolutely fantastic. Eddie Kingston picks up the win, but let me tell you something. He was good in this match. Showed respect to June, and he showed respect back.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them had a war. It was a war of
Oh yes.
nutrition.
Oh yeah.
This match was great.
It was
I
fun. It was wow.
I had no issues with it whatsoever.
None either. Not for me either. It was literally awesome for them to do it and put it on the pre-show. I feel like the match should have been on the show.
Right.
But anyway, that match was it was freaking good. And the ending, oh my god. The ending made me want to cry in a way because to see the real emotion from Eddie Kingston, knowing he won this match for 20 years and for the respect they have for each other, oh my god, I loved it. When you see real raw emotion, you feel it. I as wrestling fans, we love to see real emotions, real feelings, even if just like kayfabe, whatever. But kayfabe can be non-existent now. But I'm just saying that when you see real emotion after a match, during a match, before a match, you can feel it as wrestling fans. And from Eddie Kingston, I have felt it, and I felt so happy for him, and for him talking to the crowd afterwards, it hit me in the
It was a
feels.
surreal moment.
It hit me in the feels, and I'm very happy for you. You got to experience everything live and in person because when you see it live, it does it more justice than seeing it on TV.
I,
That's
I, I I agree with you, Christina, because let me tell you something. That match, it really resonated with me.
mm-hmm,
The last time you were on my show,
mm-hmm.
I kind of broke down when we were talking about Eddie Kingston and the
Yes,
match.
yes,
Um, I didn't mean for that to happen, but
no,
it was just the emotion of the
yes,
whole thing and how
yes,
I connected with Eddie Kingston. coming from New York City,
Mm-hmm.
always people like, against your abilities and
Right.
saying that you can't do anything,
I
or
hate when people say that. It's so annoying.
yeah, it's just, and the thing is that you have to prove yourself over and over and over again.
Right.
And that's Eddie Kingston, and that's why I connected with Eddie Kingston,
Oh yeah.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm always proving myself to people. I never get, I never get, you can do it or anything. No, I have
You
to
don't get no.
prove.
It's that's the problem I hate. It's like when you have to keep proving yourself to where you have to get praise and recognition. Say, "Oh, you got this. You did a good job. I'm proud of you." Really, that really gets me. It irks me to wear that because you're doing something. You're connecting us wrestling fans from your show, and I'm proud of you for that. And you're going on 10 years on YouTube. Many more years to come. God bless. And
Uh,
also, when it comes to the fact that as wrestling fans, we can have connections with wrestlers they don't even know us personally. And
right.
when you talked to me about that when I was on your show last time, you was expressing your emotions. And it's okay to express your emotions. I'm not going to judge you or anything. You want to express your emotions, go right ahead. I'm listening to you. Let it out. Don't be holding it all in. Don't hold it in just because people are going to say, oh, this, and that. No, don't do that. If you're really gonna express your emotions, express it to where you feel it deep down inside and people can relate to you. And I understand that. And I can understand why you kind of have a connection with Eddie Kingston. So and for you to see it live in a person, that does it justice as well. So I can understand that.
Yeah, I thank you for that vote of confidence, Christina, because a lot of people on Twitter were like, they said to me, they were like, you shouldn't have done that on your show. It brought down the viewers, and I was like, I don't think so. I think I was being real on the show, and I like being real. I like being me.
You're not sugarcoating anything. I'd rather be real. I'd
Mm,
rather you be real than fake about it. I'd rather
right.
have you speak from the heart than be fake about it and try to sugarcoat it. No, if you really want to make the show as successful as it is, you're being real. That's it. And you're giving us wrestling fans a voice to speak about it. And that's why I love that. I love that. Hey, I can be on the show to speak about my personal opinion, my assessment, what went down, this and that, and that gives me a lot of credibility in itself because I enjoy being on your show. I enjoy being on DJ Storms or any other way I can to interact with more wrestling fans just like us. And I appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate
Right.
the fact you're being real when it comes to like certain things when it comes to wrestling. So when it comes to that match with Eddie Kingston, you had that strong connection and I felt that.
Mm,
And I
right.
understand that. So if you feel like you have to hide it, don't hide it. Don't hide your real
Right.
emotions.
Exactly.
Let it out. Let it out.
Right. So I agree with all of that, Christina. I agree with that 1,000%. Um, the match was great.
Oh, that match was it was
It was
good.
it was great. It was grade A. I gave it a straight A across the board. It
Mhm.
was great.
Mhm.
It brought home everything for me, and
Mhm.
I love Eddie Kingston.
Mhm.
Huge fan of Eddie Kingston. Uh,
Just to see how he brought out his emotions, it really made us wrestling fans feel like, holy crap, we have a connection with him because he
right.
was crying. He was crying. And you know what? When you see a person cry when they win a match, you like, oh my God, they really did it. They did it.
Yeah.
It happened. You feel something with them. You feel happy for them. You feel proud for them. You just
Right.
want to go in there and just like hug them and say, congratulations, I'm proud of you. You did it. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Um, let's talk about this one. Ricky Starks took on Brian Cage.
Yo, Brian Cage is like she's on steroids. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. It looks like he ate two Buicks and a Volkswagen. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, I digress. He is a Sherman tank. Um, I wouldn't want him to shoulder block me because I think he would take my head off. But
I don't want
anyway, I
no.
do.
I don't want him to do that to me because he'll probably break my freaking arm. God forbid.
Right, exactly. The match was okay. I had no issues with it.
Hmm.
It was great. Great chemistry in the ring. Great nuance. It was good for what it was. It was good.
Hmm.
What did you think of it, Christina?
I'm not gonna lie, the match was good, and I'm actually glad Ricky Starks actually came out the winner because he's been trying to prove himself lately after him and Powerhouse have separated, and now that he has won the that the tournament, to challenge MJF at Winter is Coming. I'm actually glad the right person won because Brian Cage and MJF, no, I didn't want to
No,
see that. No,
no.
no.
Mm-mm.
Ryan Cage looked like he injected some steroids to where he will freaking blow up. I can't. No.
Um,
No. I think but when it came to the match, it was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was okay. It was a pretty good match. And I feel like the right person won, Ricky Stark. So now that he has this whole thing with Ethan Page coming up next week on Dynamite, he has to get his focus on making sure to keep that win so he could challenge MJF at Winter is Coming in a few
right.
weeks. So it was the right call to have Ricky Starks win the match.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the assessment.
Mm-hmm.
I think the match was great.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I said, it was great chemistry in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them matched very well together in the ring, and yeah, the right person won.
Yeah, they made the right call having Ricky Starks win.
Yes. Now let's get to the final match of the night. Best friends took on the factory.
Oh, I love best friends. I love them.
They are so over with the audience too,
I
and
love them.
especially when they are connected with Danhausen. How
Oh, we need
fun
to
is
talk
that?
about that. We need to talk about Dan Housing coming out.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, everybody was just, the people that were sitting around and they were like, who's that? Who's that? And I was like, you don't know who Danhausen is?
Yo, you don't know who Dan Housing? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, you need to go research his ass. Go ahead.
Google him.
Google him, exactly. Google him. That's what Google's there for.
Exactly. Google schmoogle him. Google schmoogle him.
I like that one. That was a good one.
Anyway, the match was great. I had no issues with this match whatsoever.
Yeah, that
I
was so
love I
good.
love I love best friends. They always have fun in the ring.
Uh-huh. Oh, I love
Great
it.
great chemistry. Loved it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the match was great. I don't have anything to say. The factory QT Marshall.
Oh
Mr.
God.
Marshall had no answer for the best friends.
Oh God.
And as a jobber graduate, he has to read the student book and he has to get the new talent over,
Mm-hmm.
which he did.
Yeah.
Mr. Marshall always opens his mouth and butterflies come out of it.
Oh shit.
So
I can envision that.
yeah, yeah, beautiful butterflies just come right out the mouth. Anyway, I digress. And a thank you, miss. Anyway, um, yeah, the match was great. I love best friends. I think they're over. What did you think of the match, Christine? Did you like it?
Oh, I like the match. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the match because the chemistry with best friends going against the factory was really good. And of course, QT Marshall always have to be in everybody's business and open his mouth, whatnot, whatever. But the one thing that really, really got me was Dan Housen coming out with like something different. You don't see him as the one who curses you and whatnot. You saw a different version of Dan Housen, and I actually liked that version because it was dangerous, and he helped pick up the win. I was like, oh, okay, okay, So I was happy about that, and to see
Right.
best friends winning, oh, I loved it. It was so great to see them defeat the factory with Denhausen, coming with this new meter streak. Oh, I love it. It was new mean streak. I love it, and to see how they always do so well together. I love it. I love best friends. I love every single one of them. I love them.
Yeah, it was great.
I love them.
I I
And
love the
I
match.
and I really love Orange Cassidy too. I love that dude. Oh my god, I love that dude.
Oh yeah, I love me some Orange Cassidy.
I love him.
And,
I'm
and
sorry. I'm sorry. He won me over as a fan to where I have never seen a man puts his hands in his jeans pockets and does moves like that with his hands in his pockets. Yeah, you won me over. Thank you. I'm good.
yeah, I mean, the way he's so serious in the ring, and then he wants to be silly at times,
I'm
and
sorry. I
then
love it. I love it. The way
and
he
then
does this.
the thing is that I think he uses that to his advantage because he confuses the opponent.
Oh
Because
yeah. Yes.
you have no idea you have no idea how to counteract that.
You don't know what to expect from Orange Cassidy, especially when he goes to kick when he does like the soft kicks to when he
Right.
does the kicks like that. And it's like when he does the shades. Oh my god, when he does the hands, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold. I
Yeah.
love it. I freaking love it.
Um. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Awesome
stuff.
stuff. Yep. Agreed.
Um. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for AEW tonight. We hope that you enjoyed the show. I want to thank Christina for all her help tonight. She was fantastic. We covered 2 hours and 24 minutes of AEW wrestling, and it was a fun night. Christina, again, I thank you so much for coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pleasure, my dear. Good
Thank
luck in school.
thank you.
Yeah, I wish you the best. What are you taking in school, by the way?
Oh, I'm actually taking psychology.
Oh,
I'm actually pursuing my master's degree in psychology right now this moment.
oh, no wonder she breaks down the wrestling so well. Oh, no wonder. She takes that mental turn and turn it inside out like a blender. I love it.
I actually really started in the summer, so I actually been on it for a good few couple of months now. So I actually started in the summer with my master's program, so I'm very happy, and everything's going well, thank God. So just to give you a heads up.
I think that's fabulous, Christina. And again, I wish you the best of luck in school. I
Thank
know
you.
you're going to hit a grand slam. And who knows, maybe I'll pass by one day in Manhattan and see your practice on the wall. Uh,
Oh, I would love to see that.
and I'll stop by and ring the bell and say, "Hey, Christina, what's happening?"
Oh, I'll definitely let you win if that happens. Thank you so much for all the compliments. Thank you for having me. It was a blast being on your show, breaking down AEW Dynamite and Full Gear. It was an
Yes,
honor.
yeah. Again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, Christina is coming back on my show at the end of on December the 22nd, which will be my final show of the year. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun that night. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
We're
Um,
gonna end the year with a bang. We're gonna celebrate the
yeah,
holidays with a bang. So we're gonna do that.
exactly. Yes. I want to thank everyone in the chat for chatting up with us tonight. We had a lot of people coming out, and we appreciate you. We hope everybody has a safe weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I will be back in cyberspace on Monday night with the Monday Night Raw Watch Along, which you can watch the encore presentation of that on my channel, anywhere, anytime, any place. All you got to do is just log on to my channel and click on the video you want to see, and you get to see it. Even you, Christina, you can go back and watch your appearance on my show as well, anytime, any place, anywhere. All you gotta do is just click on the video, say, "Hey, I want to see how I did on the Earl Show," and you click on that, and you get to see yourself
Oh,
and how you,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, you can see it anytime, anywhere, any place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for me. Everybody have a fun, safe weekend. Again, I'll be back on Monday night with the Monday Night Raw Watch Along. Please follow Christina on on Twitter, and of course subscribe to her on YouTube. It will be greatly appreciated. She is an absolute delight. You have been an absolute delight, audience. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Earl Cole for the Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole. I will see you in cyberspace. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a great weekend.